Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 401 on the calendar in the matter of Mendelsohn versus Luna. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss Mendelsohn, this is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, your son and the defendant and some other boys, maybe some of these boys here, were friends.
Yes, they used to.
Well, you say that they didn't treat him nicely and they used him for rides and stuff when they needed him.
Right, Your Honor.
But at some point, according to you, this young man posted some very, very rude things about you.
Right, Your Honor.
On something called MySpace.
Right, Your Honor.
MySpace is one of these internet sites where people who have nothing better to do with their time go and chat about a whole bunch of nonsense.
Right, Your Honor.
Is that about what it is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that about right?
Right.
That's about right.
You know, I always said that we could eliminate probably a third of the problems in this country if people actually had to shovel coal in a furnace for heat rather than spending all that spare time that they have making problems for other people and sitting behind their computers doing things other than for which computers were originally designed. Mr. Luna says, First Amendment. I can post anything I like on the internet because there's free speech in this country. That is your defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what you think the Constitution says, Mr. Luna?
Well, first of all...
I didn't ask you first of all. That required a yes or a no answer, sir. Is that what you think the Constitution says? That you can say anything you want to about anybody?
On certain grounds, yes. But I believe that I didn't write anything that really damaged her reputation as she claimed.
All right. Well, then let's see what you said, because I had no clue about what you said here. First, Mr. Luna, since there is no issue, sir, that you posted these things about Mrs. Mendelsohn on this internet site, I'd like to know why you did it.
Okay. Well, it all started when myself is
the same person, I assume, unless you're bipolar.
Me and my friends were talking just online, just joking while we were waiting for our classes. And then we just talked about certain stupid things, I know. And then...
You talked about stupid things while you were waiting for change of classes in college?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, we were online...
Who's paying for your school?
My father.
Your father is paying for you to be in school and talk about stupid things with your friends in between classes? Is that what you think you're paying for, sir?
Not really.
Good, perfect. Love to hear it. You and I are going to get along just fine. Go ahead.
Well, we were just waiting for our classes because I
don't care why you were waiting for your classes. I asked you why you said bad things about Mrs. Mendelsohn.
Well, it was just to relieve our stress and frustrations.
Why don't you get a job?
Well, I had school. I'm a full-time college student.
Well, then why are you writing about Mrs. Mendelsohn to relieve your stress?
Because beforehand, she was making comments about us, me and my friends, specifically.
Oh, on the internet?
No, like to her son.
So she was having a private conversation with her son about you and your friends?
Yes, and then...
She's allowed to do that?
Yes, but it was very rude and very untrue. And she assumed many things, and she would tell him...
Who cares what she assumed? She's having a private conversation with a child. She's not publishing anything. Let me see what you wrote about her.
I have it right here.
Did your father see it?
Yes.
When did you show it to him?
About a month ago.
When did you write it?
October 26th.
So why did you wait so long to show your father?
Well, because, number one, I was trying to handle my own business. And then the month after October 26th, I actually forgot about the conversation, because that is a conversation between me and Derek.
You know what I find most distressing about this, Mr. Luna? Is that you're illiterate, and so is your friend. And that your family is wasting a whole lot of money sending you to college and getting an illiterate person at the end. Mr. Luna?
Can I say something,
Mr. Luna, did you read this?
Yes, Your Honor. I read it lately, Your Honor.
Stand up, sir.
May I say something about the case, Your Honor?
No, you may say nothing about the case, sir. You may answer my questions. First of all, Mrs. Mendelsohn, I have just read this.
Yes.
Okay? This is not actionable, which means that you can sue, but you're not going to win. What is written here, if I can read it, because it looks like it's written by somebody who was educated in some third world country where they only go up to kindergarten. Watch what W-A-T, you say about her, cuz, C-U-Z. She might come to your house, Y-R, and do crazy, and that's a bad word, I'll leave that out, like castrating you and sewing you are I'll use a different word, testicles, back on backwards, and sewing your foot and you with it. Okay? It's stupid. Do you know what? That's what you're complaining about, right?
Yes,
Listen
Your
to
Honor.
me. Listen to me. I didn't know what he had said about you. What he said about you was stupid. Nobody takes it seriously. Nobody's thinking you're going to come to somebody's house and you're going to do that to them. He's just being stupid. So it doesn't even amount to free speech. It amounts to the rantings of some juvenile who's just being dumb. Do you understand?
Yeah. And I was really upset because...
Well, I can understand you were upset, but
I'm
that's
not
not
an
actionable.
immoral
Now,
person.
was this young man your friend, Mr. Luna?
Yes, we were very close.
You say some bad things about him.
Well, it was jokingly.
Well is not an answer, sir. You say if you were very, very close. Why do you say bad things about him in here?
It's friendly banter between us. That's what we do.
Who was bantering here? Not him.
Well, it's between
No.
me and...
Between you and him.
Yes.
Not you and him. You weren't bantering with each other, calling each other funky names. You were bantering with him, and you were making fun of him. Mr. Luna, that makes you not a very nice person when you say he was a friend of mine.
Yes, but all of us are friends. We do the same things to each other. But
Does he have a car?
Yes.
Do you have a car?
No.
Who drove you around?
Well, sometimes Irving drives me around. Sometimes my friend Manuel or Derek recently. But it's not like I'm...
It's not like you're using him or anything.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Irving, stand up next to your mother. Did you ever tell this young man that your mother accused him of using drugs?
Not exactly.
And later today,
You had a court date you don't remember? What kind of court date did you have?
It was actually court for his paternity test.
He has children?
Yes, ma'am.
Wunderbar.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anita Mendelsohn claims her son's former friend, Christian Luna, slandered her on the internet. Christian says he has the right to free speech.
Mr. Luna, your son did a disrespectful thing, but not actionable. So you don't have to worry. He doesn't have to pay Mrs. Mendelsohn any money. I don't know if he's a nice young man or not a nice young man. Only you know that.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes.
He's a nice young man. In fact, he helped Irving in his religion class, and he's kind of mentoring this guy. I mean, they were friends, Your Honor, and it all
Did you
started...
read this?
Yeah, I know, I read it. But it all started when Mrs. Mendelsohn tried to blame my son and his friends that they are using drugs.
Yes.
And she's trying to, separate his son from these guys who are nice people. I just don't know why Mrs. Mendelsohn is so mad at my son.
Maybe you want to tell me, Mrs. Mendelsohn?
The truth, Your Honor, is that I never said that they're using drugs. It was a lie. What I told my son is that because I saw a lot of this abuse from Christian sending all those messages against him, and I told my son, stop giving him a ride and transfer to other school. And I didn't mention anything about drugs. You're wrong.
Who told you that Mrs. Mendelsohn accused you of using drugs?
Her son.
He told you?
Yes.
Irving, stand up next to your mother. Did you ever tell this young man that your mother accused him of using drugs?
Not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly, Irving?
Well, she said that she doesn't want me hanging around people who do drugs.
Okay, so?
And in that sense, that's what I said to Christian.
But she never accused Christian of doing drugs? No. That's your answer, Mr. Luna. What else?
I would just like to clear something out. I didn't use Irving to give me rides. I don't just randomly call him and like, oh, can you give me a ride to this so-and-so place? I would ask him a ride if we were going there together. But I've never used them just
Christian, I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
Having access to a machine like a computer and access to a place like MySpace where you can say very damaging and hurtful things doesn't mean that you should use it. When you write something like this, even though it sounds asinine, juvenile, and stupid, it was still hurtful to Mrs. Mendelsohn. It's not the kind of thing that the courts will take action about, but it's the kind of things that you shouldn't write about one person because it's just unkind. And you can't hide behind the cloak of anonymity when you do that because it's out there for millions and millions and millions of people to read. And it's hurtful. And I say this to you and to your friends and to you and anybody else who uses the internet. Once you put something down and go send, or whatever you do, because I don't use that machine, it's out there, and it's out there forever, and it's hurtful. You have to be careful. Now, what your son said about her was unkind.
I know that, Your Honor.
Very good.
appreciate what,
Then you tell him he
Mrs.
did the wrong
Mendelsohn.
thing? Tell him to apologize to her?
In fact,
Say, shh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Mendelson.
Okay.
That's it.
Just don't do it again, ever.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I agree with Judge Judy that what I wrote is obscene.
I just hope he will stop the abuse towards my son now.
And I agree that it was offensive, but I am really sorry about it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Corville versus Corville. Step forward, please.
Tina Corville is suing her estranged daughter-in-law, Jennifer Corville, for an unpaid loan and car insurance payments. Jennifer says Tina's son is a deadbeat.
This is the son,
Yes, ma'am.
and this is your soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law. It is your
Yes.
claim that while she and your son were living in your home, you made a series of loans to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Corville says that you made gifts to her because she was the only one working in her family. Your son wasn't working, so she did some car payments made in order to get her back and forth to work, and some insurance payments made on the car. I have a few questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
25.
What do you do for a living?
I'm unemployed at the moment.
How long have you been unemployed?
For not that long because I had a job January 1st whenever I had put her out
Listen
because
to me. Listen to me. How long have you been unemployed?
since January 1st.
Of 2007?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to January 1st, 2007, your mother says that you weren't working a good part of the
No,
time.
ma'am.
That's what your mother says.
Yes,
Is she
ma'am,
lying?
That's true. No, ma'am, that's true.
How long did you have the January job?
Not long because I didn't even
Just
go.
don't tell me because.
No, ma'am, I hadn't gone offshore. It was an offshore job, and I didn't have a ride to go offshore. That's why I didn't have that job. I hadn't
So
even
you
worked
didn't
one
have
day.
a job?
I had the job. I got hired.
When
I
was the
took-
last time that you got a paycheck, Mr.
I
Corville?
didn't get a paycheck from them because I never worked one day
Mr.
because I
Corville,
didn't
I
have a
want you to
ride.
listen to, put on your listening ear, sir.
Okay.
When was the last time, month and year, that you had a paycheck? Think hard.
2006, and I can't give you the exact month.
Well, give me close to the
Okay.
exact month.
About the 10th month, or maybe even the 9th.
What would that be, the 9th month?
The 9th month
Yeah.
is September. Took me a while.
Good. September. Now, in August, who did you work for?
Pizza Hut,
Doing what?
delivery driver.
How long did that last?
Not long,
Why?
because I was told I couldn't use the car to do it no more. I was putting wear and tear on our car.
Your Honor, that was our car at the time. I was a manager at Pizza Hut.
Listen, you know what kind of sympathy I have for you? Zero. You picked him. And not only did you pick him, but you picked him, and you have a child.
Not with me.
I know that.
Okay. I was just clarifying it.
You know, put your hand down. Sometimes it's better to be alone. Sometimes the loneliest you can be is when you're with somebody.
Yep.
Did you
know?
You know what I'm talking about? Now, your son, who is without a job, moves in with you with his wife and her child.
Yes, ma'am.
How old was he when he left home?
He's been in and out of home since he's 12 years old.
In and out of your home.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how did you feel about it when he told you he was getting married?
Didn't know the girl long enough.
But she has a job, right?
Yeah, at the time she did have a job, yes, ma'am.
Now, your son had no job at the time.
At the time?
At
Yeah.
the time?
At the time he did have a job.
Doing what?
He did sheet metal.
What happened to that job?
He had differences with the guy.
Yeah, the guy fired me because I asked for a raise.
And what did he say when you asked him for a raise?
He told me he didn't feel that I deserved it, and if I felt like I really needed it, I could go look for a job elsewhere because I no longer had one with him.
No, that's not what he said.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
said, I don't feel as if you deserve it. If you feel as if you deserve more, go elsewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, he didn't say that you can't have a job with him. He said, go elsewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you went elsewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Where'd you go?
To Pizza Hut.
Was that paying more than your sheet metal job?
Yes, ma'am.
Nah.
With the tips, yes,
No.
ma'am. Okay.
Now, tell me about this first loan. After they got married, they moved in with you because he's not working, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were they paying rent in your house?
Not at the beginning, no.
Were they paying rent later?
When the second go around, they were going to pay rent. They moved in twice last year.
Fine. Well, the second time they moved in, did they pay rent?
1 month,
How much?
$150.
And who paid the rent?
My son,
What was he doing?
he was working for
Trim.
Newcom.
Yeah.
What happened to that job?
We had went and we had a court date for me and her both to attend to, and we asked the
What kind of court
instructor-
date?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you.
You had a court date and you don't remember?
Yes,
What kind of
ma'am.
court date did you have?
It was actually court for his paternity test.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing to do with me.
But
For a
we left.
quiet. For a paternity test for what?
His second child.
He has children?
Yes, ma'am.
Wunderbar.
He has two, one for two different women.
Now, how much money in total did you give Miss Corville?
$958.
Tell me what it was for.
In January,
January of what?
2006. She bought a car with her income tax. Didn't have money for the insurance, so I loaned her $200.
Just a second. Tell me about what she didn't have money for the insurance, and she said to you
she would pay me back.
Did you have that discussion with her or with your son?
With her.
Tell me about the discussion.
She said that she would help us, give us the money because of the fact he was out of work. And she didn't want to see us without a car because if we didn't have a car, we were unable to work.
Was he working? Was he working at the time?
No, ma'am.
Did you subsequently get a job, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you did? Good. Where did you get a job?
That's whenever I went to the electrical company.
And how did you get to the electrical company?
She had brought me a few occasions.
Who did?
Miss Jennifer.
Your wife?
My wife, yes, ma'am.
What's next?
In May, she called me at work crying because she had a payday loan that she had taken before they were married. Crying because she was going to get arrested. Could she please borrow some money?
Is that right?
It is.
Good. How much was that?
$305.80.
80.
That you owe her. Go ahead.
Then in September the 19th, their ABC insurance canceled. So they had to find new insurance.
They had to find new insurance?
She had to find new insurance.
Where were you working? You told me you were working in September, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's whenever we were both working at Newcom.
Oh, okay, so you were both working?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were using her car to get there?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, good. Perfect.
So I paid her down payment for $155.
That's
for
fine.
the Geico.
That ensures that your son is working. Perfect. What's next?
Then in October, she was short $100 because they both lost their jobs. She was short $100, so to keep her car, I put the $100 difference in pay that she would pay me back when she'd find another job.
Why'd you get him to pay you some money?
It wasn't his car.
He was using it. They were a married couple.
No,
listen. Miss Corville.
I had lost
your son
3
put her
jobs.
out of the house when?
January 1st, 2007. Why?
What was my question?
I couldn't use the car to go find a job, nothing. She had stopped letting me use the car, everything. That was her
Really?
fault.
And you had been using the car to go and look for a job?
No, ma'am.
Well, you said she stopped.
Yeah, like she hadn't let me. And within 3 months since we had been back over there, I had got a job and went to Houma. That was the only time.
So that's why you threw her out?
Yes, ma'am, because I was supposed to be leaving to go offshore and she wouldn't bring me.
Go ahead.
He didn't get a job in Houma. He actually went to Houma to get a job. He failed his drug test, and he was unable to work offshore. So he actually didn't
What
work.
kind of drugs were you taking that you failed the drug test?
None.
You mean the test was a mistake?
No, ma'am, I was going offshore.
So you didn't fail the drug
No,
test?
ma'am.
Would you like to take one today?
Doesn't matter.
She owes you for the payday loan. That she owes you for the car. Consider it a contribution to your son. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $305.80. That's all. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope I did hear the end of it. Judge Judy sure did fill me with some justice.
If that's what she wants to believe, let her believe it.
Rise. That's case number 447 on the calendar in the matter of Rennie versus Harvey. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mrs. Rennie, this is your son and your stepson, sir. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Rennie, it is your claim that Mr. Harvey owes you and your wife money for a series of loans that you made to him. And in addition, he owes you money for taking care of his 11-year-old son, who he left with you when he moved out.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Harvey says that you volunteered to take care of his son and that this money that both you and his mother gave him were gifts. That's your defense. And you're sticking to it.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
32.
How many children do you have?
3.
How many live with you?
2.
How old are they?
5 and 3 months.
Is the mother of the 2 children also living with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you separated from her for a period of time?
Yes, Your Honor.
For how long?
Well, it's 5, 6 months.
And how much after you got back together again did she become pregnant?
How much?
Immediately.
You moved
Yes.
back together when?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what? I know that you moved back together. When is the question?
Trying to think.
You were living with your mother and a husband, with your 11-year-old son. Where's his mother?
She lives in Jacksonville, Florida.
Anything wrong with her?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have legal custody of him?
No, Your Honor.
Who does?
She does.
Well, why was he living with you? These are not hard questions, sir. You should be able to give me a quick answer.
She's a deadbeat mother.
Well, deadbeat mother means she doesn't pay any support. That's
She doesn't
different.
pay any support.
If she has legal custody, she's supposed to have him with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
But he wasn't with his mother. He was with you. My question was why?
Because his mother's home got burglarized, and I felt it was unsafe for him to live there.
So when did you take him?
I can't think exact the timing.
What year?
It was 2006.
She have other children?
Yes, she does.
Did she ask you to come and take him?
Well, I felt it was best in his interest.
I didn't ask you what you felt. I asked if his mother, who was his custodian, asked you to come and take him.
Yes, she did.
She did? Is that
Yes,
right?
she did.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if he's not thinking right.
She demanded someone come get him.
In what month in 2006 did...
It was actually 2005. It was September.
And he came and brought his son to you?
In the beginning, his son lived with my daughter, his sister, and then in January 2006, he brought him into the home with us because my daughter can no longer take care of him.
Is he a problem?
He isn't with us, but he's very argumentative, and I think it's just the way he's been, from going back and forth. And his mother is not a very good mother. She never gave him a lot of attention and stuff, so he can be difficult.
Well, when you have two non-parents, it's hard to grow up yourself.
That's exactly right.
I'm just curious, Mr. Harvey. Well, you don't know dates. Your mother will tell me. When did he move out of your house?
He actually physically moved out of our house in February '06.
Leaving his son with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
How's he doing?
He's doing great.
Why don't you just keep him there?
I think that's what we're going to do.
Have you gone to court for custody?
Yes, ma'am. We have temporary guardianship and custody right now until the juvenile district makes it permanent. And that can be any time now.
Who pays support for him?
No one at this time.
Not him?
His father was paying support up until July of '06, which automatically comes out of his paycheck and goes through the court system. And the mother was receiving it, and she was keeping it. She was not giving it to us for the child. I have an appointment through child support recovery. We've already did one appointment. They're going in front of the judge, actually.
You are?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you should get that money retroactively.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
It
So
will
why
be
don't I have to
paid.
deal with that? Look at how this is nice. It's going to be coming out of his pay retroactively to the day he stopped paying child support.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, perfect. So now we can move on to the other loans. Now, tell me about the other money, Mr. Rennie.
Good morning, ma'am. We financed a vehicle for him. When he went to jail in 2004,
What did he go to jail for?
a domestic violence charge.
Against whom?
The girlfriend he's living with currently. The vehicle was refinanced at that time. The payments went on. He was making the payments. The June payment was not made. The June payment came out of my son's 13-year-old savings account because our bank takes it from where there's money. July's payment, he made half of. And he came to us in July and said, I'm going to be getting my own place in August. So we said, contingent, you were supposed to come take your son in August to come live with you. School starts and he can be in the house and all that good stuff. August came, and I went to bring him there, and he refused him. He told his son, I can't take you, I can't afford you right now. So rather than make a stink, we just
That's
brought...
what you told your son?
I didn't refuse him. I told them that the timing wasn't right at the time, and as soon as I get on my feet, he'll be living with me. I was just trying to get ahead, Your Honor.
You don't get ahead by making another baby. You got enough babies. You had enough babies before you had this one. How many car payments did you make for him?
We made June's, the other half of July's, and August and September.
What arrangements did you make with him to repay you?
He'd been paying it all up until that point.
I understand that, sir. But once you pay, unless you have a contract with him to repay you, that's a gift. What about the car payments, sir? Why didn't you make the car payments? Too busy making a baby?
No, Your Honor.
Well, what were you busy doing, sir, instead of making your car payments? You were using the car, weren't you?
I've given my mom tax money out of my taxes, which I think should clear up that debt.
When?
It was in a period of 2 years,
When, I said.
the 2004, 2005.
Listen to me. Money out of your taxes 3 years ago, I'm not interested in. I'm interested in car payments that they made for you in 2006, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why didn't you make your own car payments?
I got behind on it,
What were you doing with the money?
paying rent.
And what was your girlfriend doing? Nothing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Time you grew up, sir, you made 3 children in your life. That makes you a big boy. Act like a big boy. Don't act like an idiot.
And later today,
Let's talk about the purple bedroom.
She said purple, but it's very dark.
I'd start painting if I were you.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David and Janelle Rennie claim Janelle's son, Keith Harvey, owes for car payments, insurance payments, parking tickets, and a loan for rent.
Okay. What else, Mr. Rennie?
Car insurance from February to August of '06 was not paid, in total about $600.
Well, why did you pay for the insurance? Why didn't you just cancel the insurance, put a boot on the car?
The insurance was on our policy, and we were just trying to help him.
I understand that, but he didn't pay it. So why didn't you just go repossess the car?
We figured having a car was necessary to have a job to take care of the children. We tried to help every step of the way.
I understand that. That's a gift, not a loan.
Well, we had to improve his policy on the car because he's a courier. So we had to add extra stuff. So he came to us.
And said what?
And said, Mom, David, I need you to add these extra coverages so that I'm covered under my job. And I will pay the insurance.
But he didn't.
But he didn't.
So why did you continue to pay it?
Well, we canceled that in August.
In August.
Good.
So for July and August, we added more coverage.
Okay, and how much was the additional coverage for July and August?
It was an extra $40 a month.
What else?
In September of '06, my wife received a call from the police department. The vehicle was downtown.
Shh. You had the discussion with the police?
Yes, ma'am.
As a result of that discussion, what did you do?
His girlfriend was driving the truck. She had gotten numerous amount of parking tickets, which we didn't know, and they had put a boot on the automobile.
Sounds perfect to me.
So I had to meet the police officers downtown to keep the car from being towed into the lot and having to pay extra storage fees and stuff. Had to pay the tickets and got the truck released back to us.
So where's the truck now?
We have it.
Perfect. So you have it. You have another car?
Yes, Your Honor.
From where did you get another car?
Honda,
When?
3 months ago.
Where'd you get the money from? Why are you looking at me like I'm speaking some sort of foreign tongue?
I didn't need any money down. My sister helped me out, and she co-signed for the car.
Your sister?
Yes, Your Honor.
That your daughter?
Yes, ma'am. We tried to talk to her. We told her, we still have the payments from the truck that we financed. It's $320 a month car payment. We still have to make that payment.
What else?
The tickets totaled $412. And in August, my wife loaned him money for his first month's rent of $980.
Why did you do that?
I don't know why I did it. He calls me, makes me feel bad. So I met him and I helped him.
I assume by now you've learned your lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell your mother you would pay her back the rent money?
No, Your Honor.
You didn't. What did you tell her?
She told me she'd help me out at the time.
Were you working?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who were you working for?
Courier service.
And how much were you earning?
Roughly $700 a week.
And your girlfriend?
She doesn't work right now.
Why not?
Because my son's only 3 months old.
Well, when you're not working and you're home, you take care of your son. Let your girlfriend go out to work.
That's what we're trying to do.
That's not a try. That's what you have to do. Time you grew up, sir, you made 3 children in your life. 3. That makes you a big boy. Act like a big boy. Don't act like an idiot. And I don't know if you're doing a stupid act with me or if this is really the way you are. I'm not sure. But I know that you owe your mother and your stepfather $1,472. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very disappointed in my son. I don't like being in court against my child.
She made me look like a fool out there, and I'm not.
We put him in our house for 2 years, and the promise was, I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to fix myself.
Hey, we're trying our hardest. Working hard.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bugby versus Lauderdale. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Brittany Bugby is suing her ex-roommate, 21-year-old Amanda Lauderdale, for rent, damages to the apartment, and for painting her room purple.
Miss Bugby, the defendant, who was a friend of yours, moved into your home when you had a fight with your boyfriend, according to her, and he moved out. You needed someone to help you with the rent.
Yes.
She agreed to pay rent, and it is your claim that she left, owing you money for rent, and she or her boyfriend caused some damage to the house. You want her to pay for the damage to the house, and you want her to pay the rent that she owes you.
Yes, that's
Miss
correct.
Lauderdale says that she paid you rent for each and every month that she was living with you, that she caused no damage to your house, and that I think that there's a room color that you don't like. What's the room color that you painted your room?
Oh, purple.
Purple. And that the landlord doesn't like the purple, you're going to have to repaint that, and you want her to pay for that.
Yes.
How long did you live with her?
From August, and I moved out November 1st.
August what?
I don't remember the exact
August
date.
what?
August 2nd.
And you moved out November 1st?
Yeah, that's not right.
When did she move out?
She moved out November 5th. That's not right. That's when you noticed.
Just a second. How much rent were you supposed to pay?
$650 a month.
Did you pay $650 in August?
Yes.
Is that correct?
No, and I have proof.
I have see the proof.
bank statement here showing the check that Amanda gave to me, which was only $600.
Can I see it?
Yes.
I don't believe I ever gave you a check.
It was from your mother. It's towards the back. It's a check that her mother wrote to me for her rent.
For $600?
For $600. She said she'd give me the $50 later when she got paid, but she never did.
Okay. So that's $50 for August. What about September?
Actually, if you look through there, it'll show every month that I paid my rent for a $1,300 check, but it never shows any deposits of $650.
That's not what I asked you. I said, did she pay?
No,
did you
sorry.
pay September's
Yes.
rent? Show me.
I always paid her in cash. I gave all my cash to Brittany. Never asked for any receipts because at the time she was a very good friend and I didn't think we would end up here.
Where were you working in September?
I was working at Nordstrom.
You work full-time at Nordstrom?
Not anymore.
So what do you do?
Right now I am planning on going to school. Right now I'm not doing anything.
So you don't do anything. When did you stop doing something?
I believe it was early November, probably a week after I moved out of Brittany's house.
Okay. So when she didn't give you any money, according to you, in September, what did you say to her?
She said that she hadn't got paid yet and that she was going through some financial problems. She was
With
my
what?
best friend. She owed money still to some electric companies and some gas companies from living in an apartment previously, and she still owes money to them as far as I still know.
What about October? She give you any money in October?
She tried to give me a check. It was a third-party check from her Nordstrom's, and I deposited it into my account, but they sent it back to me, and I asked Amanda if she would cash it and give the money to me, but she never did.
Why did they return it?
In order to do a third-party check, she signed the check over to me, and I put it into an ATM, but I guess you're supposed to take it into the bank and show your IDs. You can't do it through an ATM.
So why didn't you do that?
Amanda said she was just going to go get it cashed.
I wouldn't have given the check back to her.
Well, I couldn't do anything with it.
Sure you could. You go into the bank with it.
Mm-hmm. And
You go into you just said to me that your bank told you have to take the money, go into the bank. So instead of giving it back to her, if she owed you for 2 months' rent, I would have gone into the bank. I would have made that little extra trip.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I guess I'm right. Now, she gave you rent for October, but you couldn't cash the check. She took the check and didn't give you any cash.
Correct.
And you didn't say anything to her.
I asked her for the money, and she told me that she would be giving me the money for October and November on the 7th when she got paid. And that was the last I heard from her.
Not true. Not true.
Why did you get into difficulty with your prior bills?
Because at the time I was living with a boyfriend and I was the only one working and I could no longer support both of us. So I moved out.
And when you moved out, the utilities were in your name?
Mm-hmm.
So how much do you owe them?
I never received any of the bills after I moved out. I have no idea how much I owe.
All you have to do is make a phone call.
You're right.
I know. I believe her when she says that you didn't pay her rent. I believe her.
Okay.
Now, why did you decide to leave?
Because she had told me that she was using cocaine and that's why she had a miscarriage. And I just felt like her lifestyle was making me feel very uncomfortable. She was bringing home strange guys in the house all of the time, crying to me about all this stuff, and I couldn't take it anymore. I talked to my mom about it, and my mom said that it'd be a better choice for me to live with my mom instead of Brittany.
That's not true. I don't do drugs whatsoever. I don't bring strange men home, and that's so false. I don't know how else to put that.
Who are you?
I'm Wilson, her boyfriend, Amanda's.
Current boyfriend, not the one that she moved out on.
Current, yes.
Are you the one who broke the door?
No. I was there for the party when the door got broken. It was a Halloween
Oh, well, I
party.
want to hear about that. Stand up. How'd you hurt your foot?
Slipped off some stairs.
Where were you?
At a friend's house.
Party?
No. Just hanging out at his house. Had a couple stairs in the front of his walkway and just slipped down one of them. Twisted the ankle real bad.
You can take the crutch with you if you like.
Nah, I can stand it.
Great. You get no sympathy from me for doing that. You understand?
Don't ask for it.
Okay, tell me about this party when the door got broken.
Halloween party, obviously. I was at work until about 1 o'clock in the morning. Got there about 1 o'clock, and it was kind of out of control. There was a dancing area, and by the door that got broken, someone opened up the door really fast. It had little glass sections in the door. Somebody swung it open and smacked the window broke. Brittany was trashed out of her mind. She had no idea what was going on. And that's what happened.
Now
I
I'll
saw
hear your
everything.
story.
All right, we were having a Halloween party, and a bunch of our friends were there, both of our friends. And shortly after Wilson showed up, one of his friends slammed the door open And I was upset, and I said, Amanda, Wilson, make sure you get his phone number. And Wilson and Amanda both said, don't worry about it. It's Wilson's friend. We'll take care of it. They never did, and so now I'm suing for the amount.
Not suing them.
Well, Amanda said that she would make sure that it was taken care of.
Listen, you can't rely on that. Amanda hadn't paid you rent in 2 months, according to you. How could you rely on her saying, I'll take care of it?
It's true, yeah.
I don't believe you. Let's talk about the purple bedroom. Did you let us paint the bedroom purple?
Yes, I did.
Well, then you deal with it.
It's very dark. It's going to take 2 base coats to cover.
And I would start,
she did
Miss
a horrible
Bugby,
job.
I'd start painting if I were you. Okay, Miss Lauderdale, you owe her $1,300 in rent and another $50 from the first month. And the next time, if you pay somebody rent, you pay them by check and get a receipt. Just like you did the first month that you were living there, paid by check. Do you understand? Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,350. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm sorry that it had to come to this. She was my best friend. I never thought I would have to sue her.
She really was getting out of control with her partying.
All rise. Now, this is case number 443 on the calendar in the matter of Cole versus Anderson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Anderson, you have this petrified look on your face.
Oh,
sir.
I'm not petrified at all.
Let's see what we can do about that.
Okay.
Miss Coe was a girlfriend of yours?
Ex.
Yeah, I said, I want you to listen very carefully. Put on your listening ears,
Sorry.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes, Your Honor.
I said Miss Coe was a girlfriend of yours, correct?
Yes.
And you knew her for a long time, but got into sort of a more committed relationship around 2003. Sometime, according to you, Miss Coe, in 2005, you loaned the defendant $2,000.
Correct.
Now you want that money back.
That's right.
Mr. Anderson says, never any discussion of paying you the money back? It was a gift?
Correct.
She gave you $2,000 when, Mr. Anderson?
It was approximately September of 2005.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, we were.
What was the money for?
Well, it was some fines that I had occurred
What kind of fines?
through the court system.
What kind of fines?
They were for DUI conviction.
How much were the fines?
Approximately $900.
Did you pay any of the fines, sir?
I had paid some previously, and those were the remaining balance.
How much did you pay?
The total fines were about $2,800.
Is this the first DUI that you had?
I had 2 within a short period of time.
That's why the fines were so high.
Yes, ma'am.
So you paid
$2,100, yes.
You paid $2,100.
Yes.
Okay.
The DUIs
I assume that you have something that's going to indicate that that's not the case. I'll look at it in a minute, Ms. Coe. So why did you need the $900 from Ms. Coe?
I currently had no license, and I had to pay the fees off to acquire my license again. So I needed the money to pay off the fees to get my license to drive.
Okay.
And with the hours I was working, it was tough on Megan to get me to work and back from where we were living.
So you must have said something to her. You have to have said something to her, because otherwise she'd have to be clairvoyant to know that
Well,
you needed
she was fully aware.
She'd have to be clairvoyant to know that you needed $900. So that had to come a point when you said to her something like, I need $900 to pay for the rest of the fines.
Well, we were in a committed relationship at the
I
time.
don't care with committed relationship. I'm talking about words, spoken words.
I understand that. So there's going to be words exchanged knowing, well, how come you're not driving? Well, I'm not driving because I
Well,
still
that's what I want to know. Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
That's what I want to know, sir.
Yes.
I want to know what the conversation was, what you said,
Yes.
and what she said.
Megan knew of my circumstances.
Don't tell me what you knew. I want to know what you
Okay, Megan knew
said.
because of words being exchanged to each
I
other.
want the words.
I had told Megan that I had received 2 DUIs in the past, and I still owed an amount of $900 that I had to pay to acquire my license.
And she said to you?
And it came to a point where she told me when I was eligible for that she would help me pay for those fines.
And what did you say to her?
That I said that would be great. I could use that, then I could get a car, and I could get my license.
And she said, fine.
Yes.
And that's when she gave you the $900.
That's when the $900 came into play for the fees, yes.
And what was the other money she gave you?
Apparently, she paid $1,000 for a 1983 GMC Jimmy.
What do you mean apparently? What is that?
I've never seen a receipt or a bill of sale for it.
Well, who got the Jimmy?
I drive the Jimmy. The registration's in my name.
How did you get the car, sir?
Megan knew somebody who was selling the vehicle, and she told me that she had given the gentleman $1,000 for the 1983 Jimmy. Okay, I never saw a bill of sale.
And how did she give you the car?
He drove the car to my house. I looked at it and said, okay, not a mechanic or anything, didn't look under the hood, didn't do any of that. Looked at it, it was in, good condition for a 1983, had low miles. It's like, all right, $1,000, that's a good deal. The book value is $1,500. No, that's not a problem. So she gave me the keys, went down as soon as I could with the fees paid and got my license and got the car registered under my name.
Okay, and that's the money.
Yes.
So it's $1,900.
Approximately $1,900, yes.
Go.
All right.
Let's start with the DUI convictions and the fees. You were dying to tell me something.
I have receipts for the payment of the fees, and it's over $900. I went and paid myself in cash, went to the courthouse for him because he had no transportation. Do you want to see them, the receipts?
No, I believe it. He says that you paid them.
Also, it was never a gift to him. It was fully intended to be a loan. I did it to help him out so he could get his license so I would not have to drive him around.
Just tell me the conversation, madam.
In September, he was eligible to get his license back. And so he was in the mix of trying to get his license back. He had these DUI fines that he needed to pay off. So I told him that I would loan him $900+ to pay off his DUI fines. And he would to pay me back in monthly payments and with his January of 2006 tax refund.
Okay, did he do that?
No.
So he didn't pay you back in January 2006. When did you and Mr. Anderson separate?
January of 2006.
Tell me how that came about.
Well, Mr. Anderson's continues to drink excessively and black out and verbally pretty much assault me and pretty much say rude things to me. It pretty much came to the point the last night I was there that I had to sleep in front of the door so he would not leave and drink and drive again.
Okay, so the fines you paid, and what about the car? How did that come about?
He needed a car. I told him that I would loan him $1,000, and he had to pay me back the same way as the DUI fines.
How did you find the car?
My friend was selling his GMC Jimmy. It was $1,000. I asked him if I could buy it from him for Ryan, and he said yes.
And you gave him a check?
I gave him the check.
And he gave you the keys?
He gave me the keys and the title.
And the title. And then you drove it home, or did he drive it home?
Nathan drove it home. The
and
owner.
Where was Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson was at the apartment.
Okay. Tell me what happened when you drove up.
I was like, here's the GMC Jimmy. What do you think of it? I think it's a great car for $1,000. I don't think you're going to be able to find something better for $1,000. And he agreed with me.
That's pretty much what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Was he working?
Yes, working full-time.
Just a second. September, October, November, December, he was working full-time. He now had a car.
Right.
How much of this $1,900 did he pay back to you?
$0.
That's because it wasn't a loan. That's because it became a loan when you decided it was over. Because if it was a loan, he would have paid you $50 a month, $60 a month, $100 a month, $25 a week. He would have paid you back something between September and January.
He made excuses as to why he could not pay me back. He couldn't afford going to school.
Then you should have thrown him out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We continued to have conversations. We discussed payments on the phone. We had a verbal agreement. I have a witness hearing me speak to him.
And later today,
when you called the police, what did you tell them?
I told them that I saw him loading 2 boxes into the back of his car, and I thought they were TJ teddy bears, and I told them that I needed assistance.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Megan Coe claims ex-boyfriend Ryan Anderson owes for loans to buy a car and to pay his DUI fines.
What you did with the car was you spent $1,000 on a car and then you came home and surprised him. That's what you did. You didn't take him to buy the car. You didn't show him the car before you purchased it. You purchased a car for $1,000 and you came home and said, I got your wheels so that you could drive yourself to and from your job so that I don't have to do it anymore. And if the romance hadn't been over, he wouldn't have paid you back anything.
We continued to have conversations after January of 2006. On the telephone, I have a witness hearing me speak to him. I have a letter stating all the information from the maker of the transactions I did, having conversations with him, making payments.
And B, he's going to testify as to what you said to him on the telephone?
As into the payment arrangements that we have discussed payments on the phone, and he makes excuses every time why he cannot make a payment to me. He was supposed to also pay me with tuition reimbursements from his work. He always made an excuse. He had other bills to pay, so forth and so forth. And that is why I took it to small claims.
A year and a half later, a year and a half after you laid out $1,900.
Well, I told him that he had the chance to pay me after a quarter of a year, then I would take him to small claims.
After the romance is over, madam, is not the time to say, now you have 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. I mean, I'm sympathetic with you, but you were in love with the guy, and you thought your relationship was going someplace, and you wanted him to have the means to get to work?
So because I did him a favor, I shouldn't get paid back a loan that we agreed. We had a verbal agreement.
Listen, I have to make a judgment as to whether or not you, who are sharing a home and having an intimate relationship with somebody, has said to them, this is a loan. You will pay me back in January out of your income tax returns. This is a loan. I am giving you $1,000 towards a car, but you go and buy the car, not him. You go and purchase the car, you come back, you show him the car, and give him the keys. That's not a loan for a car. So, Ms. Coe, what I'm telling you is, I have to make a judgment. I'm sympathetic with you. I'm sympathetic with you. You're out $1,900, and if he had any moral fiber, he would pay you back. But if you gave him this money in September, and from September to January, he was working full-time and made absolutely no attempt to pay you back a nickel, not $5, and you tolerated that, I have to assume it was not a loan. Period. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, he knows it was a loan, so it's just kind of sad and pathetic that he can't pay it back.
We talked about it being a gift, and then she wants to go back, and she wants some money back after, the relationship's over.
Well, it's someone that you trust, and you think will faithfully pay you back, and they don't.
I mean, maybe it's just hard feelings because I'm not together with her anymore.
You don't loan money out to friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Maddox versus Darnell. Step forward.
Diana Maddox is suing her ex-boyfriend, Charles Darnell, for the return of Christmas gifts she left in his home. Charles says the gifts went missing.
Ms. Maddox, according to your complaint, you dated the defendant for many months. Mm-hmm. And the beginning of December of last year, you went Christmas shopping together. You purchased some items, some of which you left at his house. Those items that you left in his house, according to you, were Christmas presents for your grandchildren.
Yes.
And some other items. Sometime in mid-December, you broke up. And you claim that Mr. Darnell refuses to give you back the property that you left at his house. Mr. Darnell says that he has none of your property, that you must have come to the house to get it because you had a key to the house, and after you broke up, you came home, found your stuff gone. So he assumes that you took the Christmas presents, and that one of the items that you're suing for is a welder.
Yes.
And the welder, he says, was a gift to him from you.
No.
So let's start with the welder so that would make things easy. When Mr. Darnell did you get the welder?
Sunday, December 3rd.
Now, was that a Christmas present?
Yes, it was.
Okay, tell me the circumstances surrounding that, Mr. Darnell.
We had went Christmas shopping. I had previously, on November 24th, I had paid to have a remote starting system put on her car for her Christmas present, and this was in return for my Christmas present.
So you had a remote put in her car. How much was that?
$187.20.
And how much was the welder?
I don't remember the exacts, but I would say the welder was in the $120 range. Plus, there was some accessories bought with it.
$178.75, Your Honor.
Now, tell me about this remote starter that he put in your car in November.
I asked for a Christmas gift of the remote start for my car.
And he put that in?
He did.
So he put that in as a Christmas present to you?
Yes.
And you bought this welder as a Christmas present for him?
No, I bought the welder as a Christmas gift for my son.
I don't believe you.
My son requested it.
Mr. Darnell, when she gave you the welder, what did she say?
Merry Christmas.
That's... Your Honor, that's not
true. Was it unwrapped?
It had never been wrapped.
Let's leave out the welder for a moment, Miss Maddox. Let me hear about the Christmas presents.
On November 4th is when I actually started my Christmas shopping, and we had went to Sam's Club together, and for my two grandchildren, I had bought two TJ Berry Tales. They're animated learning teddy bears. The teddy bears actually read to my grandchildren. I purchased them for $128.10.
Why did you leave it at his house?
Because the animated teddy bears, some of the stuff was electrical, and I didn't want to leave it out in my vehicle overnight.
Okay, I see. Now, all the stuff that you purchased, that you left at his house, comes to how much, exclusive of the welder?
$479.30, or 38 cents, excuse me.
On what date did you break up?
December 9th.
According to your complaint, you tried to work things out on December 17th.
I had called and left a message on December 16th to talk to him.
What happened on that date, Mr. Darnell?
I returned a phone call. She was argumentative, and I just didn't feel that I wanted to contend with it at that time.
Or at all?
Or at all.
So you didn't see her on December 17th?
No.
What happened on December 9th, sir?
We was supposed to go to her job Christmas party that evening, which I had already been to my business and taken care of stuff, and I got a call back. I had to go back due to an equipment problem. I tried to get a hold of her for over an hour, and she couldn't be gotten a hold of. And I finally did get a hold of her and told her that I couldn't go to the Christmas party, and she become upset about it. So I just finally told her that I think we needed to part company.
Okay. Now, at that time, these Christmas presents were at your house.
Yes, they were.
Where were they in the house?
They were in the living room.
And when did you find them missing, sir?
December the 18th.
Tell me about that.
I got home from work at approximately 4 p.m., and I noticed the stuff was gone, and there was a few of her personal effects that was gone out of the bathroom. And
what kind of personal items were in the bathroom?
Basically, just cosmetic stuff.
And that was gone?
Yes.
Other than that, did she have anything else in your home?
No.
No clothes?
No.
So just the Christmas presents and some items in the bathroom, and
Correct.
that was gone. And when for the first time, Mr. Darnell, did Miss Maddox call you and say she wanted these Christmas presents?
On Thursday, December 21st.
Where did she reach you?
She called me on my cell phone.
And what did she say to you?
That she wanted her belongings back, and I asked her how I can give something back that I don't have.
And what did she say?
She said I was a liar. So the next thing I know, she was at my house with a Muskingum County deputy. She tried to make the deputy let her into my home, and I wouldn't let her in the home. And then he asked me about the welder. I said, yes, I do have the welder, but it was given to me as a gift. And he basically told her that was the end of it because it was given to me as a gift.
You have the police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it, please.
It's not actually a report, it's a log where they showed up.
When you called the police, Miss Maddox, to accompany you, what did you tell them?
I told them that I saw him loading things into his car and I needed assistance to make sure that he didn't take off with the teddy bears. I thought it was the TJ Berry Tails.
When did you see him putting things in the back of his car?
On the 21st of December. I had called him, left him a message. He called me back, told me I would never get my belongings back. I had 3 CDs in my car. I didn't want it.
That was on the 21st?
This is on the 21st. So I went to his house anyway. I handed him the CDs because I didn't want them. I said, could I please get my stuff? And he said, you'll never get your stuff. So I left. I went to some pawn shops. Hope maybe he had sold them. I could maybe buy them back for my Christmas presents. And they wasn't at the pawn shops. So there's a school behind his house. And for some reason, I pulled behind there and I saw him loading 2 boxes into the back of his car. And I thought they were the TJ teddy bears. I really wanted them for my grandchildren. So I called the deputies to help me get them.
Did they look in his car?
No. They said it was property. That's why they didn't. Because at that point on me, I did not have the receipts.
I have to make a judgment as to whether or not you're telling me the truth. What do you think I'm going to decide?
You'll probably rule in her favor.
I will. Do you know why?
Why?
Because she's telling me the truth. That's why. Because I've been in this business for 40 years. And that's why I can tell who's telling the truth and I can tell who's lying. And there isn't a question in my mind that this lady would not have come to court today unless she felt as if you did the wrong thing by keeping her grandchildren. It may have been other things, you know. There were other things other than gifts for her grandchildren. Maybe she would have let it slide. But it really irritated her that because you broke up in a way that was unpleasant, you took her property, which I believe. I don't know what you did with it. You sold it. You have grandchildren. Maybe you gave it to your grandchildren. Maybe you gave it to your friend's grandchildren. Maybe you just threw it in the garbage someplace. But there is no question in my mind that you had her property. The welder is yours, Mr. Darnell. I honestly believe you when you said to me that she gave you that as a quid pro quo for putting the starter in her car. And it was an early Christmas present, but not the toys. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $479. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Miss Maddox is very vindictive over the breakup.
He couldn't get hold of me for one.
You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Lomar, you claim 2 things. First, that the defendant owes you for child care, for taking care of her daughter. And that was part of a business arrangement you had with her.
Yes, ma'am.
And second, you claim that after that daycare was terminated, that she began a course of conduct that was harassment.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that she owes you nothing, that she has not harassed you, that every report that she made was accurate, and that she is counterclaiming, alleging that you have in fact harassed her through certain conduct and words that you uttered to her daughter. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you begin taking care of her daughter?
November 1st, 2000.
And what was the financial arrangement?
$4 an hour or $20 a day. Brittany was considered a drop-in.
A drop-in, what is that?
That means she wasn't a full-time child at the time.
And when did you terminate your daycare services?
I terminated her August 3rd, 2001.
Why?
Well, she kept telling me she didn't have the money for me. Every time I called her 3 times and told her how much her payment was going to be.
How much did she owe you at that time?
$280, but she did pay on August 7th, $30. I had to beg for that $30.
What excuses would she make to you as to why she wasn't paying you?
Okay, on August 1st, when I first talked with her, she went frantic saying that she didn't have the money, that Social Security messed up her check, and that she called, and they said within 5 to 7 days that she would get her money. So August 7th, I called her again. She told me again, oh, Social Security said they put my check in someone else's account. And so I said, can you at least give me something towards your bill so I know that in faith you are going to pay me?
Just never said that.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
And then...
How many days a week did her daughter come to you for daycare?
She would come off and on. In July, we had a lot of field trips that we were doing, and Miss Waltz didn't want her daughter missing any of it. And plus she had...
I'm going to get to you.
I'm sorry.
And plus she had summer school and things like that.
Okay. Now, after August of 2001, can you describe to me what you term as harassment?
She's called the police on me.
How many times?
I have a report 3 times.
Your Honor?
I'm going to get to you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tell me about the police reports.
Okay, the first time police was called on me was on October 24th. It was in regards to a smoke or a fog machine. And it's a fog machine. It makes smoke. And my husband would play with it, and the kids enjoyed seeing the smoke and whatever. All of a sudden, I believe it was at 4:30, I see the police coming up, fire department and the policeman and so forth, and a parent walked up. The policeman comes up, he goes, well, we got a call that there's a fire in your house. I said, no, sir. I go, there's a smoke machine. And then Miss Waltz comes out, hands full like this, and she's laughing, and she goes, I thought your house was on fire. And I said, you know what, you need to mind your own business to get back into your home.
I did. I thought her house was on fire, ma'am.
What words don't you understand when I said I will get to you?
Okay. Then the police officer went back to Miss Waltz's home. Next thing you know, the police officer comes back to my home and claims that Miss Waltz said that me and my husband were rolling in the dirt fighting and having a domestic dispute. I said, how can that be, Your Honor? I have 9 children in my daycare. I have a parent coming in.
What was the next call?
The next call was on the 15th. Police officer came up and said that he had gotten a call from Miss Waltz saying that I used profanity in front of a child that did not come to my daycare. This child was not in my daycare. This child was one of her friends, the one I wouldn't hire. And on that same day, Miss Waltz also called state licensing and told them I had used profanity in front of a child. The first one that the state came to, they found it inconclusive. The second time they came, they found it unfounded. Last complaint was saying profanity in front of children. And at the time, there was no children in my daycare.
Now, since the defendant's daughter ceased coming to your daycare, other than the $30 that she gave you towards the $280 bill, has she given you any money?
No, ma'am. She did send me on October 2nd. I did receive a $10 money order, and along with the letter, I have the letter.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. Right here, ma'am. I did receive this letter. I held on to it. I took a full copy of the money order, and I held it until see if Miss Waltz would keep to her word, which on December 15th she did not. I mailed the money order along with a letter stating that she needs to pay me in full for my services. I have the letters here, Your Honor, certified and so forth. Since Miss Waltz's phones had been disconnected, and she wasn't returning any letters I had sent to her, I seen her outside. All I did, Your Honor, on the day that she claimed I harassed her, that sent the police to me, I did ask her, Lisa, you have my money? No. Didn't think so. I walked back into my house. Next thing you know, police is knocking on my door because she claims I was harassing her. I gave her every opportunity. I even told her that she needs to pay me or I'll take her to small claims court. Or come talk to me. I'm not going to do nothing to her. She'd come talk, because in my letters, I asked her in my letters, please come either call me or come talk to me so we can make a payment arrangement.
Okay. Now I'll hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
At the time your daughter terminated daycare with the plaintiff, you had an outstanding bill of $280. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave her $30.
Yes, I did.
Leaving a balance of $250.
Yes, ma'am.
So, now you can explain to me why you believe that you are not responsible for this $250.
Okay, well, I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and I was not getting my complete checks for Social Security. So I had a choice of getting my daughter her clothes and her things for school and giving her some money, or not getting my daughter the things she needed for school and giving her all the money. So I was backed into a corner. I didn't know what to do. And then she did also, too, when my daughter came home and had told me that what she had called me and told me, my 10-year-old daughter, what she thought of me, and said that I was,
that's not true.
And said that her sister was lucky, which is my other daughter here. She got out when she did because she doesn't deserve a mother like me because I'm an unfit mother. I confronted Ms. Lohmeyer with this, and she said she did say this over the phone.
When? Just a second.
In August.
When did you had that discussion with her in August?
No, ma'am.
Shh.
I terminated daycare in July, and I gave her 2-week notice. And I discussed it with Miss Lohmeyer. Yes, ma'am, I did. And she said she did. And my daughter came home. She even told her grandmother this. And my mom went into total, she was shocked.
Explain why you don't owe her for
Because
the time
I feel
she
for the time.
babysat. I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
Explain why you don't owe her for the time she took care of your daughter.
For the slander she did to me.
She didn't do anything to you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You sent us something in September, well after you alleged this terrible thing that happened with your daughter. So at that point, you acknowledged that you owed her the money.
I do owe her the money.
All right. Make up a baloney story for me.
And later today,
Let me start off saying that I love my daughter. I'm proud of her, but I think she's going to keep it real with this because I have no idea what this is about.
He's lying.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daycare provider Deborah Lohmeyer says former client Lisa Voles owes for unpaid babysitting fees. Lisa says Deborah badmouthed her to her 10-year-old daughter.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yes.
You sent her money.
Yes.
You wrote her a letter. In the letter, you say, this is an attempt to pay a debt to you, and that was dated October 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Well after August, well after
Yes.
July. You sent us something in September, well after July and well
Yes.
after August. You say, I can't make any more of a payment that I'm paying you, but on the 10th of each month, I will attempt to make payments of $10. That was well after you alleged this terrible thing that happened with your daughter. Terrible thing that happened with your daughter. So at that point, at that point, you acknowledged that you owed her the money.
Yes, ma'am.
So you owe her the money.
I do owe her the money.
All
but I think
right. Quiet. Just said, at that point, I owe you the money. You do.
Yes, ma'am.
Now make up a baloney story for me.
No, but I believe that after she stood on her porch day after day after day, yelling and screaming at me with kids in my front yard playing and cussing at me, that was the time I did call the police. And I did call the fire department because I thought her house was on fire. I apologized for... I wasn't being a smart aleck. I saw smoke coming out. You would think of fire. So I did call the police, and I wasn't being smirky about it. And they came up, and she says, no, it's my smoke machine, so I walked back in my house. Okay. That's all I did. And I called the police on her because of all the times that she was out there screaming. My 10-year-old heard it. My other daughter heard it. Her husband heard it. My neighbor across the street heard it. Her 5-year-old son heard it.
All because you owe her some money.
All just over money.
All because you owe her some money, which you should have paid. Are you employed?
No, ma'am. I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I'm a social anxiety disorder.
Fine. Then why did your daughter need daycare?
Because sometimes I couldn't help her with her homework, and Deborah did help her with her work and did do well and with her daycare.
Are you telling me that your daughter was there so that she could be educated and do homework?
No, I helped her. She did help me, yes.
And she did?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't pay her?
Yes, I did. Every month up until the month I could not, which was the last month she was there.
All right. Now I'm going to get to your counterclaim, and I will do that quickly. Let me hear about your counterclaim.
Again, it was about her calling me. She was flattered me to my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter. I didn't think it was right for her to do so. She also would stand on her front porch, scream and yell at me. My daughter's ADHD and epileptic. When she was calling me those...
Miss Foltz.
Yes, ma'am.
What you're telling me is not actionable, nor is the plaintiff's claim for harassment actionable.
I don't go out my front door. If I see her, I walk right back in my house. I don't want to go outside.
You should have paid her money, and then we wouldn't have had this trouble. That doesn't mean that you both acted appropriately as adults.
No, ma'am.
You probably did not. You probably said things to each other and did things to each other that were inappropriate. But it all stemmed from the fact that you had a debt that you did not pay. So your counterclaim is dismissed, and I'm entering a judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Okay, honey.
Right. Miss Fox is nothing but a liar.
People like Deborah Lohmeyer do not deserve to have a daycare like that.
If she can rip a person off with whatever she has, she will.
My daughter can't even play in her own yard because she's afraid she'll come out and do something to her.
She cannot tell the truth. She does not know the truth.
For 7 years, she's hated me, and I tried to make amends.
It was in her imagination.
It's just so wrong.
Just be honest.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Balkan versus Balkan. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Shawana Balkan is suing her father, machine operator Bruce Balkan, for unpaid credit card charges. Bruce claims he has no idea what she's talking about.
Miss Balkan, the defendant is your father, and it is your claim that your father used your credit card.
Yes.
And he used your credit card up to $5,000. You want him to pay off that credit card bill.
Yes, I do.
Your father says that he doesn't know where you got this figure of $5,000 from, that the only charge he put on your credit card was a wedding dress because he was getting married. You volunteered to buy the wedding dress, but then he paid you back for it. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
When did you go to live with your father?
After my 20th birthday in February of 2000.
And where had you been living?
In New York.
And where's your father live, in Savannah?
Yes.
Who were you living with in New York?
With my mother.
And tell me why you gave your father a credit card.
Well, after the wedding, he had fell behind on a couple of bills, and being that he was my father, I helped him.
How did you help him?
I let him use my credit card so he could pay some of the bills that he owed that he fell behind on after the wedding.
Show me.
Sure.
Did you give him the credit card?
Yes, I did. As you can see, that it's more than just bills that the card was used for.
Well, this says there's a balance of $1,500. Why are you suing him for $5,000?
Well, with the charges, over the limit fees, interest, it grew much more than $1,500. I was making all the payments on charges that I did not make.
But I see that there are some purchases that were made, purchases, cash advances.
Yes, those was from my father.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Let me start off saying that I love my daughter, okay? I'm proud of her that, you know, she finished school out there in Queens, New York, where it's rough. That's why I thought it'd be the best idea for her to come out and stay with me. I thought she was gonna keep it real with this, but I thought she was gonna keep this real because I have no idea what this is about, okay? Now, first of all, I never had no credit card in my hand. I don't know if she's talking about that.
He's lying.
There's a charge here for a nail salon for $89.
That was made by his wife. And he did use my credit card, Your Honor. I'll be at work, he'll call me at my job and let me know that he needed to use it, and he'll go and use it. I don't understand why he's saying that he never had my card in his hand, because that's not true.
There's a charge here for City Hall deposit account. What is that?
You have to ask him.
What is that?
I have no idea. I mean, if you use a credit card, don't you have to sign something? I mean, that
yeah,
should be
you should have the receipts.
Well, that should be self-explanatory then. Anything I had, it should have my name on it.
His wife signed it, signed my name, actually. This is enough. I didn't sign for anything.
Ms. Balkan, it is absolutely impossible for me to make a judgment based upon the evidence that you present to me, whether your father had your credit card or he didn't. Because when you get these things, it is possible to get the signed receipts from the credit card. Then you have somebody's signature. He says he didn't make any of these charges. You say he made these charges. The only way to figure that out is if you have the receipts.
I would be able to show you that, Your Honor, but all of those receipts are in his possession because I left Savannah and I didn't take any of those things with me. I just took the clothes that I had and left.
I don't have them. I have to be able to see them, Ms. Balkan. Do you understand?
I understand. Fine. I wouldn't come in front of you and lie about something like this. He really damaged me a whole lot behind this, and I'm in debt.
What made
credit.
What made you wait 2 years?
Your Honor, I tried to pay the bill myself.
Why?
Because I didn't want to take it this far to where I had to bring my father to court.
Just a second. Did you write him a letter? Did you write him an email? Did you say to him, what are you going to do about these bills over the last? You have copies of those?
No, I didn't. It was verbal. I talked to him over the phone. I talked to him face to face. I told him that I need these bills to be paid. At the time, he said that he didn't have the money, and then it just came to the point where he said he's not paying them, and I told him I would take him to court, and he said, do what I have to do. That's why I'm here.
That sound familiar to you, sir?
No, we did have a conversation about her bills and stuff like that, and first of all, the thing with the wedding dress, I just found out that
It's not on this credit card she's talking about. It's a whole nother different credit card.
It's not. He's right.
Okay, so the wedding dress thing now, that's why I couldn't understand what she was suing me about. Because the only thing I really remember was the wedding dress that we had. And I really thought that should have been paid off already. Because while she was staying with me, I just asked her to help chip in for little bills. And then she was kind of upset about that. So I told her, well, look, instead of paying me the bills, just take the money you're supposed to pay me and put it towards your credit card.
Daddy, we did not come to that agreement until months and months and months after I tried to get you to pay that bill.
When did you take the credit card back from your father?
I never had it.
I'm
sorry.
When he told me he wasn't paying the bill anymore, I took it back.
Well, when was that?
This was, I say, about 3 or 4 months after I let him use it. I say he got married in July. I say by December, January. I gave him plenty of time to try to pay for it. He did not do that. I took it back and I left.
Just a second. It is absolutely impossible with the evidence that you bring to me, Ms. Balkin, to make a judgment whether your father used your credit card. The only way to do that is to have signed receipts. You can get those from the credit card company. You have to write to them. Now, what do you want to do? You want to do that?
I guess I have to.
I guess you have to do that. So I'm going to dismiss your case without prejudice. You have leave to refile it when you get those receipts. Do you understand?
Yes.
You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Lewis, it is your claim that the defendant filed a false police report about you causing your arrest. You spent, according to what I read, about 16 days in jail as a result of that arrest. Is that right?
Correct.
And you want to be compensated.
Correct.
Tell me how this all started.
Well, it originally started when I met her. I was chatting with her over the internet. Came to be that I wound up moving to the city where she was from because I was offered a job there. She was married at the time. I decided to meet her. Her husband was supposed to come with us, but he didn't show up, so we just became friends. My roommate that I was living with at the time had started dating her friend.
Don't give me all this social relationships. I'm really not interested. Cut to the chase. You met her on the internet. You moved to where she was living.
Right.
You became friends.
Right. Okay. Then it came to a point where I needed a vehicle. My friend, Vinny here, owns a car lot in Daytona Beach. I called him up and told him I needed a vehicle. I told him that I didn't want the vehicle in my name.
Why not?
Because I had did a deposition for him in his divorce trial. And his wife, being the one that he's divorcing, works at the car lot also. If she had saw the title in my name, knowing that I did the deposition, for him, that would look kind of fishy, as if like he was trying to bribe me or something. Right. So, and I was, paying him for the vehicle, and so we didn't want it to look like he was just bribing me with the vehicle. So Mary had agreed to put it in her name, and she had the insurance policy to put it on there with, so we did that. Okay.
So your new friend, agreed to put the car in her name.
Correct.
But she wasn't paying for the car.
Correct. Until I paid off. I was going to pay him $1,200 for the vehicle, and once it got paid off, then it was going to be switched over to my name. So.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Then I had it for roughly a month or so, and I decided to move back to Panama City where my kids live. And whenever I walked out of my house, probably 4 or 5 days after I was back into town, the vehicle was gone. The truck
You mean
was
you
gone.
moved back to Panama City?
Correct.
And when you walked out one day, there was no car?
It was just gone, right.
Okay.
So I called the police department and told them, I need to check to see if it's been towed. So they said, we don't have any record of that. I said, well, I need to report it stolen then. So the police department came out. The cop got there, and he asked for my ID, and I handed it to him. And immediately after handing it to him, he put me in handcuffs and told me I was being arrested for stealing the vehicle. And I was just shocked. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what was going on. Then, I get to the police department, and they told me that it was out of Polk County, which was where she's from, and that she had, signed a statement saying that I stole the vehicle from her, so...
Okay. And it was a result of that report that you were arrested and incarcerated?
Correct.
You had no other outstanding warrants or anything else? So it was based solely on the report that she made?
Correct.
Do you have a copy of that police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Okay, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, when I did all this for Mike, I did it as a friend, and Mike
You mean
was
allowing the car to be put in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
He was not making the payments on the vehicle because when he went home for Thanksgiving, Vinny's wife had the truck repossessed from his mother's house. I guess he paid Vinny some money and got the truck back and then came back to Polk County where I live. Didn't want to pay me the money for the insurance, so I told him, I said, then you're not going to take this truck. You're not driving around in a truck.
So he was supposed to give you money for insurance?
Yes, ma'am. He was supposed to pay for the insurance.
Okay.
I said, you're not going to drive around in a truck with no insurance that's in my name. If he would have gotten in an accident, it would have been me, myself on the line, And I later found out that he didn't even have a driver's license at the time. That's the reason that I went ahead and filed the police report. Before I filed the police report, because I told him, I said, leave the truck with me. If you're not going to pay for the insurance, you're not taking it.
Did you have that conversation?
No, the conversation was that her husband had found out that she had put the insurance in her on the policy or whatever for the truck, and that he canceled the policy. So I told her, I said, the most I owe you is a month's insurance, not the whole premium, which was like $200 and some odd. And I said, I'm not going to pay you the whole premium.
It was $600 for 6 months.
Or whatever it was. I said, the most I owe you is a month. And I said, and not one point, not at one time did she say, do not take the truck.
Yes,
now,
I did.
my roommate was there at the time, and he was saying, don't take the truck. But the reason why he was saying it was because that was his only means of transportation, was me and him riding together, and he didn't want me to take it. He wanted to keep it there.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Lewis. At the time that you took the truck, did you have insurance?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I had the insurance card.
Well, if you just a second. If you don't know whether you had insurance, then you didn't have insurance. If you don't know, then you don't have it. Now, at the time that you took the truck, did you have a valid driver's license?
I didn't know it wasn't valid at the time. I really didn't. I didn't know that until I got to put in jail for it. Not for that, but for this. I didn't know that
What was the reason that you didn't have a valid driver's license, Mr. Lewis?
I was in a motorcycle accident the year before, and I didn't work for 8 months, and I got a ticket for the motorcycle accident, and I wasn't able to pay the ticket, and that's what suspended my license.
That's baloney.
No, that's very true.
There's something more to that.
No, that is the God's honest truth.
When you had the motorcycle accident, was there any alcohol involved?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't pay one ticket and they suspended your license?
Well, there was actually 3 tickets. There was 3 tickets total.
So you were irresponsible in not paying for the ticket. Is that right, Mr. Lewis?
No, it was either paying my child support or paying my tickets. And if my child support didn't get paid, I would have been put in jail. So whenever I was getting unemployment from a motorcycle accident, I either had to pay my child support or pay these tickets.
How much were the tickets, Mr. Lewis?
A total of $600 and some odd.
And what were the tickets for, Mr. Lewis?
One was for no motorcycle endorsement. One was for...
Just a second. What does that mean, no motorcycle endorsement?
In Florida, you have to have, if you ride a motorcycle, you have to have a endorsement for riding a motorcycle.
What is an endorsement, Mr. Lewis? Let's talk English.
As far as I know, it's just a class that you take to say that you're qualified to ride a motorcycle.
So you didn't take a class in order to ride a motorcycle. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct. I was just simply going on a joyride around the block with somebody, so it wasn't
Lewis,
that I owned a motorcycle.
Mr. Lewis, all right. So you got a ticket because you did the wrong thing by riding a motorcycle without having a proper endorsement.
Correct.
What was the second ticket for, Mr. Lewis?
Improper turn, I think is what it was, or improper something. I'm not sure what it was. It was because when I turned onto the road, I had lost control of the bike, and a truck hit me, and I went into oncoming traffic. So
and what was the third ticket for, Mr. Lewis?
For... I think they call it careless driving because of that. So, it's either careless driving or reckless driving. I couldn't remember what they said it was. So.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You did not pay her for the insurance.
Correct.
You did not have your own insurance policy.
No.
You did not have a valid driver's license.
But I didn't know that.
You didn't know a lot of things.
And later today...
She took some property of yours.
A blouse, some art pads, and I had some Disney books.
Are we talking about nonsense? Are we talking nonsense?
I suppose so.
All right. I don't want to talk about a blouse. I don't have time for a blouse.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mike Lewis says former friend Mary Goodman had him falsely arrested for grand theft auto.
Okay, so let me understand this, Mr. Lewis. You were driving a car that was not in your name, that you had put in her name because of some problem that you had with a deposition.
No, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, that's the story you're telling me now. So you had the car put in her name. You were supposed to pay her directly for the insurance.
Right.
And you did not pay her.
Not for that month, correct.
You did not pay her for the insurance.
Correct.
You did not have your own insurance policy.
No.
You did not have a valid driver's license.
I did when I started.
You did not have a
Not at the
valid
time.
driver's
Not at the
license.
time. But I didn't know that.
Whether you knew it or not, you didn't know a lot of things. And you knew that you should not be driving the car because your roommate told you, don't take the car because you don't have insurance.
Well, see, the reason why I
Your roommate told you, don't take the car because you don't have insurance.
Correct, but I also thought that the reason why he was saying that was because he wanted it to stay there because he would have had no way to work. That's why
That's why you thought he was saying that.
Correct.
But the truth is, you didn't have insurance.
To be honest with you, I don't know because it was in her name.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be honest with you, Mr. Lewis, I was thoroughly prepared to rule in your favor reading the papers
Because according to the papers, it appeared to me that Miss Goodman was being vindictive when she filed a false police report
Well, Your Honor,
indicating, I'm speaking, indicating that you had stolen the car. But what she said was, in her affidavit, is that you took the car without permission. The car was in her name. You had been using the car. Then she told you not to use the car because there was no insurance. You say no. She says she told you. If she didn't tell you, your roommate told you don't take the car because you don't have insurance. Now, what do you think would have happened? Do you own a home?
No, ma'am. I live with a roommate.
Do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a bank account?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what can happen, Mr. Lewis, is if you get into another accident because you are A, making a wrong turn, or B, driving recklessly like you did with your motorcycle, you don't lose anything.
Wrong. The motorcycle that
She loses, I'm speaking, she loses everything. You had no driver's license, you have no insurance, but the car is titled in her name, which means she is responsible. Her bank account is responsible, her automobile is responsible, and everything she had could be tossed to go to pay if you have another accident in an uninsured motor vehicle that's in her name. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, but...
Good, your case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They arrested me and took me to jail for stealing the vehicle.
He was responsible for paying for the insurance and for paying for the truck.
I wound up spending 2 weeks in jail because of this.
I didn't want things to come to the point they came to where he had to be arrested to begin with.
I spent a week or 2 weeks in jail, and I missed a whole week with my kids for Christmas that year.
He did miss time with his children, which I feel bad about.
If she didn't think I should have the vehicle, she should have went to a civil court.
Mike and I were good friends, and I did tell him not to take the truck.
Not once did that ever come out of her mouth, not once.
Do for yourself. Don't try to do any favors for others.
Pick better friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cochran versus Saylor. Step forward, please.
Film operator Mary Cochran is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old cashier Jackie Saylor, for unpaid rent, an unpaid car loan, and the return of her personal belongings. Jackie says Mary has already been paid.
Miss Cochran, the defendant and her baby moved into your home.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you were being nice to her. How did you know her?
I met her at work.
And she needed a place to stay with her baby?
No, she had an apartment at the time. I was really quite impressed with her when I met her. She was 18 and working very hard to take care of her baby on her own. She went to work like 2 weeks after she delivered this baby. I thought that was quite admirable. And she was living in the apartment. It was very tiny. She was always telling me how her aunt and the rest of her family complained about helping her out, taking her places, doing things, watching the child, so on and so forth. And I was about to begin to go through a divorce myself, and I thought that it would help her out to get her out of this teeny apartment, and it would help me out to have someone additionally at the house. She could go ahead and move in with me.
You have children?
No, ma'am, I do not.
So you just wanted her in your house for company?
No, I thought it would help us both. We had became friends at work.
Okay, but it was for company, not to watch your children in exchange for living.
Right,
okay.
certainly.
Your lawsuit seeks a couple of things. First, you say that you helped her out, purchased a car. She put down the down payment on the car, and you put the rest of the payments on your credit card, and she was supposed to pay you back. Is that right?
Not quite.
Okay, well, tell me where I'm wrong.
What we had done is we put the entire amount on the credit card, and then she made the payment. She had managed to save $1,100.
So she made a big payment?
She made big payments to me.
And then she was supposed to make...
She was supposed to pay at least the minimum on the credit card bill to pay it off.
Okay. And you claimed that there is still a balance owed for
yes,
the car.
Yes, there is.
Then, despite the fact that when she first moved in, there was no agreement that she pay rent, you say that at some point she wanted to pay rent, and you agreed that she would give you some money for rent, and she owes you for 2 months' rent. Did she ever pay you rent?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
How many months did she pay rent?
She paid me for May. She came to me in April and said that she felt bad. And I told her, I could certainly use it if she didn't mind. And she paid me May's rent, and she paid me all but $25 of June's rent.
Okay, so what does she owe you for July?
She owes me the $25 for June and the $250, which was the figure that she chose.
When did you move out?
She
Miss
moved
Saylor?
out.
I moved out on August 6th.
Did you pay July's rent?
No, I did not pay July's rent.
Okay. And then you say when she moved out, she took some property of yours. You want to tell me what property she took of yours?
I have the list here. A blouse, some art pads and books she was interested in drawing and such, and I had some Disney books. A couple of the things that are on here She did return to me prior to our initial...
Are we talking about nonsense? I don't want to talk about nonsense. I want to concentrate on important stuff. Is some stuff that you gave her? Like
yes, and I have deducted that amount.
Are we talking about nonsense with the things that she took from the house? I don't want to talk about a blouse. I don't have time for a blouse. You know. Are we talking nonsense?
I suppose so.
All right, I don't want to talk nonsense. We're talking about July's rent, and we're talking about the car. How much do you claim she still owes on the car?
She still owes me $2,452.82.
Can I see what documentation you have, please?
And that also includes the futon that she bought. That's all on the same card.
Did you buy a futon?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take it with you when you moved out?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Was this credit card used solely for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes.
You paid some off. You say you paid everything off.
I paid what we originally agreed. We didn't talk about interest in the original agreement. I had no idea I was supposed to be paying her interest. When I was paying
Well, you're not paying her interest.
Well, the card. She told me I didn't have to pay the interest on the card.
Did she?
Yes. There was no agreement about me paying interest.
No, there's a difference between no agreement.
She didn't tell me anything. She said that, there was no talk about it at all.
But how do you think that the credit card company makes their money? Finance charge is how credit cards make their money. If you don't pay the whole thing off, then you have to pay the finance charges. She's not charging it to you. They're charging it.
Well, I think
Who's supposed to pay the interest on the credit card? She allows you to buy a car and took out the money from the credit card. And you're not paying the whole amount off at one time. You're paying little bits at a time, right?
Yes.
Well, who's supposed to pay the interest to the credit card company? 17% interest. Who's supposed to pay that?
We didn't... I was 18 years old. I didn't know nothing about credit. She didn't even bring it up. I didn't know nothing about it. I never used a credit card before.
You don't live on Pluto, madam. You know that credit cards...
Yes, ma'am.
You know that credit cards charge interest. That's how they make money. You're not stupid, are you?
No.
How much in payments did you make in total?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get receipts from her. I just paid her, cash. Whenever I had extra cash, I would give her whatever I had. The payments ranged from $100. Once I paid her $200, almost $300. Just whatever I had extra that I didn't have to buy diapers and stuff with.
Why did you leave?
I left because when she met her boyfriend, she was staying out a lot, and she wasn't taking care of her pets. They had fleas. She wouldn't get rid of the fleas in the house. I had to feed them and clean up after them. They would come in and make messes and then leave, and I would clean it up. And I just decided that I didn't want to anymore, so I moved out.
Where did you go?
I went to my father's.
Did you take your car?
Yeah.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Pontiac Grand Am.
Well, with the $250 in rent, you owe $2,703 to the plaintiff. That's what you owe her. You paid a lot off because the original price of the car was $3,375.01. And when was that purchased? March 20th of 01? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you paid a substantial amount off. But 150, 100, 150, that doesn't go to pay all of that off in a year. Do you understand? Because your defense is that you paid off the whole car. And even from what you tell me, you couldn't have paid off the whole car. Anyway, there are no other charges on this car other than that. So judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,703. Anything else that I have to decide? Nothing. Thank you. That's all.
Judge Judy. Brodzik versus Phillips. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Brodzik, it is your claim that the defendant destroyed some of your property. This was while you were on a vacation together in St. Thomas. He was there for a friend's wedding. Want to tell me what happened, please?
We arrived on a Tuesday morning. Everything seemed to be going fine.
It was his friend's wedding that was taking place?
Yes, it was. I'd met his friend before, prior to this. And
were you dating each other at the time?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then Brad is not supposed to drink, and as soon as he started drinking later on that evening at dinner, he became quite belligerent. He started, dancing with other women at the bar, and then he started to pick a fight with a man that engaged me in conversation. And then after that, we went back to the hotel, and he passed out. The next morning, same scenario, drinking again, belligerent.
None of this is true.
Really belligerent. And at one point in the evening, he told me he was going to leave and go with the waitress, and said he couldn't believe that all his friends were saying, why was he there with me? And at that point, I thought he was kidding, until the waitress came up to me and said, are you with him? And at that point, I just knew I had to get away. So I went to the bar at the total opposite side of the place. Mm-hmm. I was talking to a gentleman. He was going to help me, get my stuff out of the room. Brad saw this conversation.
You mean this gentleman?
Yes.
Had you met this
I met
man
him
before?
there, yeah. I met him that day.
Okay, so you just met him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Brad saw this conversation, and he threw a drink at me. He pushed me over a beach railing. He pushed me several times and started screaming, told me he was going to kill me, he was going to threaten my life. At that point, I called the hotel because I had both room keys in my possession. I said, please don't let him in the room. I just want to get back there, get my things, and leave.
Did he leave at that point?
His friends assured me that they would keep him with them so I could go back safely and get my things.
Go ahead.
And then I arrived at the hotel. The security officer said that the gentleman that's staying in the room had been there 5 minutes prior. As I walked up to the door, he was coming up from the beach, completely soaking wet. And I said, where's my stuff? He said, it's gone. It's gone. I got rid of it. I destroyed it. You don't have anything. And I went into the hotel room, and I just had an empty suitcase. Actually, when I walked in, these are my glasses. They were destroyed, and they were right when I walked into the room, as well as later on that day, my passport had washed up in the ocean. You can tell it's been destroyed. The top of it was ripped off because it's pretty much intact, other than the top of that. And I actually have pictures and a doctor's report from where the bruising had occurred from him pushing and hitting me.
Pushing and hitting you.
This was in the water?
Yes. Or it was on the beach. It was returned to me from the security office at the hotel.
It's on the beach. It clearly wasn't in the water. Can I see a list of the items that were destroyed, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Say cash, $900?
It was in my pocketbook at the time. I actually have a bank statement that shows I withdrew that money prior to vacation.
Well, where was your pocketbook?
It was in the room. I had just a little beach pocketbook that I took with me to the bar. I didn't want to...
And you left your cash in the room?
Yes.
That was silly. People don't usually do that. Wasn't there a safe in the room?
Yes. Yeah.
So why wasn't your stuff in the safe?
I just didn't...
Cash in the safe. Okay, Mr. Phillips, let me hear your version of the events, please.
Okay. On the night in question, we had been there the first night. Everything had been wonderful. We had gone out to a restaurant. If I was not supposed to be drinking, and if I become belligerent upon drinking, it would have obviously happened the first night, because between three of us, we went through about 3 bottles of wine, the very first night at dinner. Prior to this, 3 weeks earlier, I'd been to visit her in Boston, at which time we had dinner, bottles of wine, went out after that, drank that night also, went home.
What makes you think, Miss Brodzik, that he is not to drink?
He told me he had been in rehab in January, and he's not supposed to drink due to custodial rights and some agreement that he has with his parents.
What kind of rehab was he in?
I'm not exactly sure.
Drugs or alcohol?
Both.
Where were you in rehab, Mr. Phillips?
In Center City, Minnesota.
For how long?
For 14 days.
Is that a dry out?
That was not for alcohol.
What was it for?
It was for marijuana. I am in the alcohol business. It's what I do for a living. I am a registered sommelier. I taste wine for a living, and that is what I do. I have not had any problems, never been arrested for DWI, never been in any sort of...
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
I never knew anybody who went into 14 days rehab for marijuana.
It was part of my wife had a problem with me smoking marijuana socially, and I said I didn't want to stop. She put an ultimatum to me to either do this or we were going to get a divorce. She was vehemently against marijuana. Those are the facts.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Phillips. So let's move on to Tuesday night, sir.
It's actually a Thursday night, ma'am.
Let's move on to Thursday night.
Thursday night, we are out with the wedding party, rehearsal dinner. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, including Miss Brodzik, drinking quite heavily. Everyone's dancing, karaokeing, wedding party. Everyone's having a good time. She says numerous times to me, I'm going to go up to the bar and get a drink. I don't pay any attention to it. She goes up to the bar, gets a drink. I'm sitting there laughing, having a nice evening with my friends. The groom, one of my best friends from college, looks over to me later that evening and says, have you noticed Jennifer missing a lot this evening? I said, no. He says, why don't you go look for her?
I said, what do you mean? He says, do me a favor. Go look for your girl. I proceeded to walk around the corner of the bar to the other side of the bar that was hidden from where we were. As I walked around the other side of the bar, she has her hands wrapped around a gentleman's neck as they are sucking face.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat.
And later today...
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No.
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break, will you please? I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Brodzik says ex-boyfriend Bradley Phillips owes for destroying her belongings in a fit of jealous rage. Bradley says he caught Jennifer kissing another man.
Go ahead.
I then go over, pull the two of them apart, start screaming at her. Without question, I had lost my temper. I was humiliated. I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier, when I had been in Boston, had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat, which was his quote, as a matter of fact, when he was asked by the groom what happened. So my friend said to her, look, go back, get your stuff out of the hotel room. We're going to take him out. You guys separate. I go out with my friends. I go back about an hour and a half later. I get back there. She still hasn't been in the room, hasn't taken any of her stuff out. I proceed to take her stuff in one swoop of my hands, where I had rented a villa on the beach, walked down and threw her items in the ocean.
So?
Overreaction to disturbing and tactless behavior by her. No question. However, I took on an all...
What was left in the room that belonged to her, sir?
I guess the suitcase. I just reached into the suitcase, grabbed all the stuff, walked down and threw it in the ocean.
Did you take her passport?
No, I never touched her passport, ma'am. Did not rip the cover of her passport any way, shape, or form. Everything was in... I just reached in the suitcase, scooped everything up, and threw it in the ocean.
What about the cash?
Have no idea. Never even saw a wallet. There was a bag there, but I just...
What do you mean a bag?
There was her LV, her Louis Vuitton handbag. Was part of it.
Was part of what you threw?
Was part of everything that I grabbed, yes.
Okay.
And I would also like to show you the amount for this ruined vacation, which had been going along fine. If she was unhappy with what had been going on the night before, I'm sure she would have been able to communicate that with me. She could have gotten on the plane the next day. To have disgusting behavior at which, in front of one's friends at a wonderful wedding, to end up in a bar kissing another gentleman with all of my friends there and me. This is a woman who pursued me for 18 months on the phone, calling me, telling me that I ruined her life because she couldn't find another man because she was so in love with me. To then taking her away on this beautiful trip, $2,500 vacation, on the second night we're there, I catch her making out with some guy in the bar. I was furious, humiliated, and angry. I overreacted, but nevertheless, it was a reaction to her behavior.
Okay. Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Brad is a raging alcoholic with a violent temper.
She's ready to run around with any guy in a bar who's willing to play tonsil hockey.
This was completely after he said he was leaving with the waitress.
She is nothing but a tramp.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brennan versus Brennan. Step forward, please.
20-year-old homemaker Amanda Brennan is suing her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan, for unpaid utility bills.
Miss Brennan, how is the defendant related to you?
She's my aunt.
According to your complaint, she owes you for some utility bills that were put in your name, but for her home.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of some credit problem that she allegedly has.
Yes, ma'am.
Your aunt says that you actually lived there rent-free. She paid the rent and you paid for the utilities. Is that your defense? Did you, in fact, live with your aunt at any time?
No.
You did not?
No, I did not live.
Did you stay with her at any time?
I would stay with her here and there to help her out while she took her boyfriend to work, and I watched her son in the morning.
When did you put the utilities in your name?
The cable bill was put in my name in her home for 2/28/01. The PG and Energy was installed on 2/14/01, and it was disconnected at 11/2/01. The water was I'm not sure about that.
But you must have gotten bills for it.
No, it all went to her home. She got the bills.
All right. So in February of 2001, tell me why you put the utilities in your name.
At one point she was living in West Wyoming. At that time, I did live with her in West Wyoming.
When was that?
It was,
Was that in February?
No, not in February.
Those bills were from February of 01. Tell me how they got to be put in your name.
She could not get anything put into her name because she had bad credit. She helped me out through problems that I was having. I had a drug problem. She helped me out with that. She helped me out with helping me get an apartment and all that. And with
how did she help you?
Her landlord that she knew in West Wyoming that she was living with, she asked him about an apartment, and he showed it to me and he gave it to me because of her.
So when she moved to this place in Pennsylvania, you still didn't tell me how the bills got to be put in your name.
She asked me if I would put the bills in my name because she could not turn them on in her name because of her bad credit. She had to
and
put
you
her
had
money.
Good credit?
I didn't have good credit, but I had fair credit.
And where were you living at that time in February of 2001?
I'm not sure if I was living in Dallas. I'm not quite sure about that date. I'm not.
Well, you have to. Where was she living?
She was living with me because I moved from West Wyoming to Hillside Ave. Me and my boyfriend moved her out of Dallas, moved her into my house where I stored her stuff. And she lived with me up until February 16th of 2001.
Of 2001. When did she move into your house?
She moved in February 9th. Plus, she stayed over after that.
I'm not talking about staying over, Miss Brennan. I'm talking about living with you. She only lived with you in this location for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the place where the bills were put in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
So she asked you to put the bills in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were, in fact, staying there for a couple of weeks. Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Yes,
ma'am. I mean, I have a lot of things to do today.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you moved out.
Yes.
Where did you go when you moved out?
I moved to Church Street, a couple blocks away from her.
Is that right?
Yes, she did move out.
Fine. Now, the time she moved out, what did you do with the utility bills?
I asked Amanda to, I didn't even ask Amanda to put them in her name for me. I didn't even know about it. My sister did.
How did you think you were getting water? You said to me, I didn't even know she put the bills in her name, but you knew you had water.
I didn't ask her to put them in her name for me. I never asked Amanda to do that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Brennan says she co-signed on utility bills for her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan. Amanda claims Elizabeth owes over $1,700.
How many months' worth of bills do you have there?
I have
from February of 01 until when? February
the PG&E Energy here, from when I called, it was April 8th of 2002.
Judge, I moved out of Hillside Ave because of the gas bill being too high.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
Did I? No, Amanda.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No.
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break. Will you please just answer my question? When you turned on the television, I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day. You flipped on the television and you watched it, so you had cable, right?
Yes.
And you had water. And you had energy. Did you ever pay any of these bills?
No.
Why not?
Because we were disputing them, because Amanda called PUC to dispute them to see why they were so high. And I didn't...
Just a minute. Forget that one bill. Why didn't you pay the cable bill?
Because Amanda told me I didn't have to.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And it doesn't make sense. And what about the water bill? You were getting the water bills. What were you doing with the bills when you get them? Throwing in the garbage?
No, I was telling Amanda. Because Amanda was over my house every day. And Amanda
you were telling her what?
I didn't even tell Amanda I would pay the water bill or the gas bill. I didn't even know she was putting them in her name because I didn't ask her to do it.
Can I see the bills, please?
I also have a check here that she sent to me after I filed for this to happen. She sent me a $25 check that she put on the bottom bills for Amanda, so she knew that she had.
Let me just see the bills,
yes,
please.
I don't agree though. She lived with me too.
She didn't live with you, Miss Brennan. She didn't live with you there.
Water.
She lived with you for 2 weeks. You just told me.
She lived with me, but she wouldn't stay at her own house. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So she'd come over to your house.
Exactly. So she stayed there, and she washed her laundry and everything in my house. She'd bring her clothes over.
I bought
So what? Just a minute.
dryer.
Just a minute. So what?
And
So I don't feel I have to pay her for the whole bills.
How about any part of them?
I said I would pay for half.
Why didn't you pay for a year?
I
Anything?
didn't live there a year. I only lived there from February to November of 2001.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You lived there 10 months.
Actually.
And you didn't pay for any utilities. And I'm asking you, why? Why did you not pay for any utilities? Let's say you say she came over and did her laundry, so why should you pay for all the bill? Some, any. Now, did you pay your rent?
Yes, I did.
Every month?
Yes, I did.
So at the time you moved out, you were fully paid on your rent?
Yes.
Really?
that's because she was on Section 8, which Section 8 will pay most of your rent. All she had to pay was just a certain amount of the rent, because that's what I'm on now. That's why the rent was always paid.
Were the bills coming directly to your house?
Mm-hmm, because that's the way she had them. They were coming to my house.
Miss Brennan, let me tell you something. You're supposed to do the right thing.
Now, this is number 39 on the calendar, the matter of Pugach versus Gunasegra. Really. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss Pugach, what's your first name?
Sandra.
Mr. Gunasegra, your first name?
Surya.
How long had the two of you been dating?
We dated for about 2.5 years.
Did you live together?
No.
But it is your claim that while you were dating, you made a series of loans to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gunasegra says there were no loans, just the give and take of a normal dating relationship, and he acknowledges that you laid out some money for him. He said that that's part of the dating relationship. Is that right, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. When did you start dating?
We started dating in October of 2002.
And when was the first loan that you made to him?
In July of 2004.
What was it for?
It was for a trip. We went on a couple of trips after he got back from Europe, after he graduated from college. And the first trip we made was with his parents to Canada. And when we would go out, I would pay. And he would always say, oh, when we get back and I get a job, I'll pay you back. And then we went to my hometown in Georgia, and I paid for the hotel, and we went out to dinner, and he said that he would pay for half of it when we got back, and he got a job.
Well, did he ever get a job?
No.
Huh?
No, Your Honor.
He never got a job?
Not until recently.
What's next?
In August, I went to Barcelona to study abroad for the semester, and I thought he was going to stay home and get a job so he could finally get the money to pay me back. And I would question him on if he's been applying to jobs. He would say he would go into interviews, so I figured he was on a line to get a job eventually. Hopefully sooner than later.
Go ahead, Sandra. I'm listening for the rest of the loans.
Okay, so then he moved to Europe, and he eventually came to Barcelona, and I paid for his rent while he lived there, and I paid for his food, and anywhere we would go out, I would pay. And every time I would give him money, he would say, don't worry, you know, when we get back, I'll get a job. I promise I'll pay you back.
Keep going.
Then we finally came back to the States, and he was going to interviews quite often. He would say he got a job offer, but then wouldn't take it.
Keep going with the loans, my dear.
So in March of 2005, we took a trip to Las Vegas, and I paid for everything while we were there. And then I really just got tired of him not paying me back. We got back home.
You say in your complaint that he wanted $500 to gamble with.
Yes.
And you gave it to him.
I did.
Who are these two gentlemen over here?
This is my roommate, Danny McGee, and he was in Vegas with us. And then this is my friend, Devin, and he is a mutual friend of ours. He used to hang out with us. He would see me giving Surya money all the time and him promising to pay me back.
Well, I want to hear about the promise to pay you back. Raise your hand, please.
Sorry, my
Name?
name's Danny. Danny McGee. I'm roommates with Sandy, and I went on a trip to Vegas with both of them. And there's been times in the past where she would give him money to gamble with the agreement that if he lost, she would take the loss, and if he won, that they'd split the winnings. And this trip to Vegas, she was hesitant to go because he didn't have any money. And we got out there, and I saw her $200 or $300 that he borrowed from her. And she said specifically at the time, I'm going to give you this money, and if you lose, you owe it to me. And he agreed and actually lost all the money. And since then, I know he's had 2 jobs and has made no effort to pay her back whatsoever.
You have anything to add to this case?
Yeah, I do, actually. Should I stand up?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Well,
Your name?
my name is Devin Stinson, and I've called him before in the past, and I've said, hey, let's go get some food or something. And he'd say, well, you got to call Sandy because I don't have any money. And then I'd call Sandy, and we'd all go out, and then what would wind up happening is he would order, and then after everything was over, he would say, well, I don't have any money, and he'd just expect it to be paid for.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ball's in your court.
Well, first off, let me say that the only reason I went to Europe was because I had a job. I had an internship with a software company, and I had that for a while, and it didn't end up working out. My plane ticket wasn't for 6 weeks later, so Sandy and I both agreed that it would be good to spend that 6 weeks together, because I was actually living in Switzerland at the time. And so I came down to Barcelona, and I did have some income through a rental property of mine. So I was making some type of money.
Surya, how old are you?
23.
Am I correct? According to your answer, you're in law school now?
No, not till August.
Where?
Thomas Jefferson or the University of Denver. I haven't chosen one.
What college did you graduate from?
University of Colorado.
And you?
I'm still in school at the University of Colorado.
Where do you get all this money from, Sandra?
I have 2 jobs that I work.
What 2 jobs do you work?
I am the assistant manager at a bowling alley at the school, and I work for the housing department at the university.
Who's paying your tuition?
My parents are.
Did they like him?
Sometimes. Most of the time.
Well, I'm sure he can be charming.
You sure can.
When the first time you went out for dinner with him, and he said, I'm sorry, I left my wallet in my other car. I left my wallet in Switzerland. That should have been a clue. Sounds to me, based upon what this young man has testified to, that this was sort of a regular occurrence. You would go out for a meal, he would eat, and you would pay. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Should have known better, Sandra. Who is this, by the way?
This is Ryan Watson. He's my roommate.
Does he have anything to contribute to this case?
Yeah. I'll let him explain.
I witnessed on many occasions Surya doing favors for Sandy, tutoring her and cleaning and making her dinner and things like that. And on some of those occasions, she would ask Surya to help her do those things, and Surya would say, no, not right now, I'm busy. But then she would say, Surya, you owe me so much money, using that against him, and he would end up doing that. So in both our opinions...
So you mean he was bartering domestic chores?
Right.
For the money he owed her?
Right.
And educational, Your Honor.
Surya, do you think that Sandra tutored you in some things?
As far as school?
Anything!
It's quite possible.
She didn't charge you for it, did she?
Emotionally, she charged me.
How did she... Shh, come on, folks. Come on, behave. Let's behave. How did she charge you emotionally?
I had to put up with so much ridiculous nonsense.
Surya, that you don't have to put up with it. I don't want to hear it. You weren't tethered to a radiator, were you?
In a metaphorical sense.
No metaphorical sense. No metaphorical
Literally,
sense.
no.
You were in Switzerland. She was in Barcelona. Nobody got a magnet and attached it to you in Switzerland. You came down there by your...
own recognizance.
You're not in law school yet. Let's stick to the English you understand, sir.
Okay.
You think you took advantage of her?
I don't.
You just think that she understood what she was getting herself into. She had the money at the time. You did not.
Right.
And she wanted to travel to Vegas. You said, I'll go with you, but I have no money.
Yeah, she
And
understood
she said,
that
I got the money. You pay me back when you get a job.
No, the arrangement was she was going to cover all the expenses.
Why?
Why? Because they needed a third person to go. Danny and her weren't just going to go by themselves.
Why?
Because they needed motivation. And I was that motivation.
Sandra, you schlepped around with him for 2 years.
Yes,
You let him take advantage of you for 2 years. So then what you do is you say, thank God I figured out
that this was not Mr. Right. Before I planned a wedding with him, I had a child with him. You can sit down now, roommate. I don't think you had a valid contract with him. I think you had the hopes and the dreams of a young lady who was in love. And I'm sure that there was a time when he felt mutually. But you're a giver, and he's a taker. Somehow in his own mind, he is entitled to take. Where are your parents?
In Santa Monica?
Did they indulge you?
Not really.
It sounds to me as if you've been indulged. Switzerland, Barcelona, working, not working, looking for just the right gig. The girlfriend takes care of you. There's a sense, Syria, of entitlement. Shh, do not answer. Now it's my turn. Sandra may find you irresistible, I guarantee you, sir. I do not. So, Sandra, I wish in my heart I could say to you you had a valid contract, which is the only thing that I'm here to address. You did not have a contract recognized in the law for him to pay you back. But I'm telling you, I think that you're lucky. Because you're a lovely-looking, intelligent, hard-working young lady who should not hitch her star to somebody who has a sense of entitlement and who will just use you in one way or another for your whole life. Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Grow up.
She made her decision. That's fine. I hope Sandy has a great life, and I wish her well.
We were in a relationship, and when you're in a relationship, you do things together. You cook dinner and you clean.
They're about sharing and trust.
You help the other person out when they need help, and that's all part of a relationship.
And we loved each other.
I've learned to not just give out my money to people because I think I'm in love.
She gave up believing in me.
Obviously, it didn't work out for me this time, so I'll just keep my money in my pockets.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Grimm versus Bynum. Step forward, please.
Student Ingrid Grimm is suing the great-grandmother of her daughter's friend, Amy Bynum, for damage to their pocket bike. Ingrid says Amy's great-granddaughter, 9-year-old Michaela, wrecked it during a birthday party.
Miss Grimm, your daughter was having a birthday party. What birthday was she celebrating?
Actually, it was two of my daughters, my 11-year-old and my 13-year-old.
How many children did you have at the party?
There was approximately 20 to 25 children.
And Miss Bynum's granddaughter was one of those children, and you are her guardian, is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that Miss Bynum's granddaughter rode a pocket bike. It's a motorized bike, is that right?
Yes, gas.
And she damaged the bike. You want her grandmother to pay for it?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened.
Well, it was understood that the party...
Don't tell me what was understood. Just tell me what happened.
During the course of the party, we had allowed the children to ride. We have approximately 8 different bikes. And they were given certain rules that they had to follow in order to be able to ride the bikes. And Michaela did not follow those rules and therefore damaged the bike.
What rule didn't she follow?
Well, they were only supposed to go a certain distance, still within visual range of our house, which is approximately 8 to 9 houses, which is 1 block's length. Turn around and come back. And then she was
and
supposed to take
who was watching
turns.
them at that time?
I was outside in the garage, and then my boyfriend, Rodney.
Well, who was watching Michaela? That's Michaela over there?
Yes.
Who was watching Michaela?
Everybody was, because the children...
No, not everybody. Were you watching her?
No, not at the time.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Miss Grimm, I'm going to ask you a couple of more questions. Okay. Then I'm going to end this torture.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ingrid Grimm says 9-year-old Michaela Nash wrecked her twin daughter's pocket bike while riding it at their birthday party. Michaela's great-grandmother, Amy Bynum, says Ingrid allowed Michaela to ride the bike without her consent.
Michaela, I want you to stand up next to your grandma, okay? How did you know that Michaela had damaged the bike? Did somebody come and say Michaela fell off the bike?
Yes. It was about 5 children that had come and told us that.
Who did they come and tell?
They told both me and Rodney.
So that what you're telling me, Miss Grimm, is that neither you nor Rodney were watching Michaela. Is that correct?
Yes, we were.
You weren't. Because you just said to me, 5 children came and told me that Michaela had had an accident on the bike. And I said, who did they come and tell? And you said they came and told me and my boyfriend,
which suggests to me that neither you nor your boyfriend was supervising the child when she was on the bike. Right?
Okay, you can say that, yes.
You see, you don't have to say anything yet. You're going to tell me what happened to the bike, Michaela, very fast. Tell me what happened to the bike.
I ran into the curb and then the bike and the tire wouldn't move.
Were you driving someplace where you weren't supposed to be driving?
No.
You were driving up the block?
Mm-hmm.
Had other children driven to the same location?
They drove a little farther.
Really? And who was watching you when you were driving?
Rodney.
Rodney. Where was he?
He was at the house.
Was he there when the other children were riding further than you rode?
Yes.
Were you hurt?
No.
Miss Grimm, I'm going to ask you a couple of more questions.
Okay.
Then I'm going to end this torture. Let us say, Michaela, who was driving a motorized bike in the street. The law permits you to do that?
Yes.
How fast do they go?
Anywhere from 15 to 20 miles, I think.
15 to 20 miles an hour?
Yes.
How old are you, Michaela?
9.
Miss Grimm. Let us assume that, heaven forbid, Michaela had an accident on this bike and was injured. Do you think you would be liable for her injuries?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because she was at my party that I was supervising.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So why in the world would you think that her grandmother is responsible for the damage to the bike?
Because she did not follow the rules and she went further than where she was supposed to.
That was your responsibility to make sure that she didn't, not her grandmother's. When you invite children to your home to a birthday party, you become an insurer of their well-being. It is your responsibility to supervise them all the time that they're there. And if you elect to allow them to ride on a vehicle that can go 15 to 20 miles an hour, if there's an accident, you are 100% responsible. Did you tell her grandmother you were going to be allowing her to drive that bike?
All the parents were aware.
Were you made aware of that fact?
No, I was not.
I asked you whether you made Miss Bynum aware that you were going to allow her granddaughter to ride this bike.
All the parents were aware.
No, you can't answer the question, Miss Grimm, by saying to me all the parents were aware. You can't tell me what they were aware of when I ask you a simple question, which is, did you tell Miss Bynum that her granddaughter was going to be using a motorized vehicle?
I told all the parents of
When
the
did
children.
you tell Miss Bynum?
Well, when she dropped the children off.
What did you tell Miss Bynum?
I let them know that...
No. What did you tell Miss Bynum? What did you tell Miss Bynum when she dropped off Michaela?
Well, we introduced ourselves, and I thanked her for allowing her granddaughter to come to the birthday party. I let them know that what was...
Not you let them know. I want you to tell me what you said to Miss Bynum.
I don't recall.
Miss Bynum, is anything said to you about your granddaughter riding a motorized bike?
No. I would not have left her at the party if it was.
But anyway, Miss Grimm, you are an insurer of the minor children left in your care and custody when you invite children to a birthday party. If they damage something in your home, it's your fault. If they hurt themselves when they damage something in your home, it's your fault. So you can't invite more children to a party than you're prepared to supervise properly, and I certainly would exercise better judgment than allowing a 9-year-old child to get on a motorized bike that's capable of going 20 miles an hour. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Yes, case number 314 on the calendar in the matter of Ledoux versus Cole.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
You folks have been divorced for many years. You have one child together, and it is your claim that your former husband is responsible for one half of the cost of a car that you purchased for your daughter.
Yes.
And he said he never agreed to pay for one half of the cost of the car. You went ahead and did that on your own after some preliminary discussions with him.
No.
That's letting you know what his defense is. So, when was this car purchased for your daughter?
May 11th of 2009.
And who was present when the car was purchased?
Myself and my daughter, Vanessa.
When did you first have this discussion with your former wife about purchasing a car for your daughter?
The day she was there purchasing the car.
Prior to May 11th then of 2009, you had not had a discussion with your former wife about purchasing a car?
No.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes, I did. I had called him a couple days before. I said I found her a car on the internet, and then I had asked him if he would be willing to split the cost of the car for her.
I told him about the car, the year, the make, the model. He works at the dealership, so he said he would check into it then and check the VIN on it to make sure it was a decent deal for the car.
Is this now sounding a little more familiar to you, Mr. Cole? Because this sounds reasonable to me.
No, it doesn't sound reasonable or familiar.
It was true.
I got a call from my ex-wife saying, hey, I found a car. Which dealership you at? I asked her.
Not true.
Hey, that's part of our sister stores. We have 24 stores.
Yes.
I said, let me call up there, see if I can get a better deal for you.
Ah,
that's what I did.
Fine. So she wasn't there at the dealership. That's what she's saying.
She had already decided to buy the car.
No, she said she found the car on the internet. That's what she said. She said, I found the car on the internet. I called him and I told him about the car. She asked for the VIN number so that you could check it, which I assume you did.
I can check the VIN number in 5 minutes.
No. That's not what I asked you,
And I didn't
Mr.
check
Cole.
the VIN number, no.
You did not?
No.
Okay.
No, I asked my manager to call up there to see what kind of deal we can get on the car. They know what they own it for, so that's what I did.
We weren't talking about deal. We were talking about VIN number.
Right.
That's what you said.
I gave him all the information. He said he would check out the car. Yes.
Oh, then it wasn't the VIN number. You see, when I say to you, Miss Ledoux, when I say to you, I want you to tell me what you said to him. And what he said to you, there is a reason for that. Because then I don't have to waste the last 5 minutes that I just did. If he said, I'll check out the car, that's one thing. If he said, I'll check out the VIN number, that's an entirely different thing. Do we understand each other now? Don't waste my time. It's irritating.
Okay.
Now, did he say, I'll check out the car for you?
Yes, because he...
All right. What else did he say? And what did you say?
Once he said he checked out the car, we went there to check the car out, look at it in person, took it for a test drive. He had called there and got the $200 off of it, but I did not purchase the car. It was not the same day.
So he had already gotten you $200 off the price that you had seen it on the internet?
He would call and thought he...
That's not what I asked you. There was a price on the car on the internet, which was?
It was $3,400. Then I had negotiated with them to $3,200.
You had negotiated with them on the phone?
Yes, the dealership.
On the phone?
On the phone.
And then he got $200 off of that. So by the time you got there, the car was $3,000.
$3,000.
And any of that sound familiar to you? $200 off the price?
Yes, definitely. Yep.
Fine. So there was some discussion before you went to the dealership.
Yes.
Clearly, because it wasn't done all on the 11th. It was the car purchased on the 11th.
Yes.
And you have the bill of sale for the 11th.
Yes.
It was purchased on the 11th, and this discussion was had before. Okay, I'd like to see it. Now, let's get back to the discussion that you had where you split the cost of the car with me. What did Mr. Cole say to you?
That he was totally agreed to this?
No, that's not what I asked you. That's not what any normal person would say, Miss Ledoux. Yes, I totally agreed with this. That is not what a person says. Do you understand? Just like he checked the VIN number as opposed to check out the car. That's different. What did he say when you said to him, would you split the cost of the car with me?
Yes, he would split the cost of the car with me.
No, that's not what he said, because that's not what normal speech is. Now, you can say, I don't remember what he said. That would be different. But normal speech, would you split the cost of the car with me for our daughter? That would be normal.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I didn't ask you anything. But normal speech is
Well, I
not,
don't know the exact
yes, I will split the cost of the car with you. That's not the response.
He said yes.
He wouldn't even say that. There would be something more than that if he had a discussion with you, Miss Ledoux. If he said he'd split the cost of the car with you, and you purchased the car on the 11th, and he works for the dealership, the check would have been in the mail on the 12th. So there was something else that he said to you during that conversation that suggested to you that he might share the cost of the car with you, but you weren't going to get your money immediately.
That he would send the check to me after the car was purchased?
Are you asking me? I wasn't there.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what he said.
No, that wasn't said either.
He said to you, purchase the car and I'll send you a check after the car is purchased? Is that what you're telling me he said? Don't make it up as you're going along, Miss Ledoux.
I'm not making it. Was a long time ago. I don't know verbatim.
Well, if it's a long time ago and you don't remember verbatim, then say, I don't remember
I don't remember verbatim the conversation, other than he was fine with splitting the cost of the car. Otherwise, I would have never went and bought this car for her. I would have bought something cheaper that I could afford.
Okay. Now, when was the first time you had a conversation with him about payment for the car after the car was purchased?
Maybe a day or two later.
Is that on the phone?
Yes.
And?
I told him the price of the car, and he said he would send a check out to me.
It didn't happen either. That didn't happen.
Go ahead.
Well, there was many attempts after. My daughter even would send him a message, a text, or call him to remind him that he owed me the money, and he had never paid it.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This says you agreed to help with the car.
Definitely.
Right.
And I have help.
What? No.
$200 off right away.
No.
I put tires on the car.
Mr. Cole, that's baloney, sir.
Really?
Yes, that's baloney.
And later today.
So what makes you think Mr. Rawley is responsible for the fire or the damage?
He didn't get my permission to use my computer or sit at my desk in the first place, Your Honor.
Well, that's ridiculous, Miss Kingscott.
How is that ridiculous?
I mean, that's ridiculous. Actually, it's ridiculous.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dawn Ledoux says ex-husband Robert Cole owes for half the cost of a car purchased for their daughter. Robert claims he never agreed to pay.
Let me ask you this question. You've been divorced for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
You have a child support order for your daughter?
I do.
And how much is that order?
Well, that got changed.
No, that's
Right
not
now?
what I asked
Okay.
you. What was the order initially?
It was $188 a month.
And that got changed when?
I don't know the exact date, when Vanessa was like 12 or 13 years old.
To what?
Like $600 a month.
And now how old is your daughter?
She is 20 right now.
And was the order ever changed after it was $600 a month?
No.
So it's remained $600 a month?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that's wrong.
What?
It's cost of living increase.
Look.
It's a state law, so it goes up every 2 years. It's gone more than that, way more than $600.
To how much?
It was almost $800, per month, which I've paid.
Just a second.
Yep.
Just a second. $800 a month, which you paid until your daughter was how old?
Until she graduated from high school, which she was 18.
And there is no issue, I can almost guarantee that you were current in your child support.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Your daughter is in college now.
Correct.
Do you help out with college?
I do.
Tell me how you help out with college.
Well, when she needed a new bed, we bought her a new bed.
No, I'm not talking about new bed, I'm talking about
Well,
college.
that's part of helping out in college. You got to
Yeah.
have a place to sleep.
Yeah,
So she had to
okay.
sleep on a bed.
Okay.
She asked a couple times if she could get some money. We wrote out a check for $700, wrote out another one for $200. Granted, I can't afford to give her as much as I'd like to, but I have
Who
given her
pays
as
for
much
her?
as I
Who
can.
pays for college?
Vanessa has student loans.
You were giving her $800 a month, and you were current in your child support until she turned 18.
Yeah, I'm a good dad. I take care of what I have to do. My daughter and I have a great relationship.
I'm glad. So far, I don't have any serious difficulty with you, Mr. Cole, actually, with regard to your parental responsibility. I'm just asking you whether it ever occurred to you to give your daughter part of that $800 a month that you had been sending to her mother, instead of sending it to her mother, to give it to her to defray some of her costs and some of her student loans.
If that's possible, I would, but it's directly taken out by the state or by the county right out of my paychecks and
But
given
not
to
anymore.
Well, no, it's not anymore.
Well, that's what I'm talking
Right.
about, sir. I mean, was there something confusing about what I said to you?
Yeah,
I'm a
actually it
judge.
was.
I'm a judge. I know that at a certain age, money stops coming out of
Right.
your salary directly, and it stopped, according to you, when
Correct.
she turned 18, when she graduated from high school. So my question to you was a relatively simple one, which was, did it ever occur to you to say, well, I've been paying her mother $800 a month. I'm sure I could manage $400 a month for you, sweetheart, to help defray the cost of books and everything else while you're in college. That's going to stop when college is over.
And I have. And like I said, I have checks that I've helped her as much
You've
as I
told
could.
me at
when I could.
$900 over a period of 2 years.
I bought her new tires for her car as well. That's another $360,
Nice.
I'm trying to
nice.
help out as much as I can. That's
All
what
nice.
I told Don when we first started this.
All nice.
Your Honor?
And what?
Could I give you this evidence?
What is it?
It was when he was saying that he did not agree with me, that he did not purchase the car. I purchased it. There's text messages stating that he acknowledges owing me the money.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I also am interested in the purchase of tires in September. Did your daughter tell you that she needed the tires?
Yes.
Would you give this to him, please, and let him take a look at it?
There's nowhere in here that says I would pay any certain amount or any half or anything.
Of course, have the ability, sir, to read into that, and there is certainly an indication there that you said you would help with the car.
Exactly.
The fact that you didn't say, well, sir, this says you agreed to help with the car.
Definitely.
Right.
And I have help.
What? No.
$200 off right away.
No.
I put tires on the car.
Mr. Cole, that's baloney, sir.
Really?
Yes, that's baloney.
So that's not help at all?
No, that's not what you were talking about here.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
No, sir, it isn't, because this was a year after the car was purchased. I know I agreed to help with the car, but my wedding was expensive.
It was.
That's what you're talking about. Well, that's not anybody's fault. Mr. Cole, I'm not faulting you. I think you took care of your parental responsibility.
Definitely.
Up until the court told you that you didn't have to anymore. And then
That's
you were
wrong,
helping
too.
your child. Then
No, wait.
you helped-
How does that, up until the court told me that I
Yes,
didn't have to?
when you were- when
I
she
take
was
care of my
18.
daughter there's more than just money. We do a lot of different things together, support, I am a very good father.
Mr. Cole, I'm not faulting you. As I said to you before, I'm not faulting you. And I said that you did, in fact, take care of your parental responsibility until your daughter turned 18, which was when the court told you
I don't
you
have
could
to give my
stop.
ex-wife any more money.
You could stop supporting your child. And if you said to me, I'm not sending her $800 anymore, but I'm taking that $800 that I was sending her, or part of it, because I want to be able to breathe a little bit, and give it directly to my daughter while she's at school for pocket money, for books, so that you wouldn't have to take out that much in student loans. I mean, we did that with our children when they were, believe me, well beyond 21, when they were in all different kinds of schools. And it does require a major sacrifice.
Right.
It does require a sacrifice. And all I'm suggesting to you, sir, is because a child turns 18, and I'm not talking about going hiking and bicycle riding and taking them on vacation and sending them $200 if they need it, if they call for it. I'm talking about seeing to it that by the time they graduate from college, they are not encumbered with debt up to here if you can help them.
Right.
If you can help them. And if she goes to school where she needs a car, she has to have a car. You owe her $1,500. Pay her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Obviously, maybe I should take a little bit into what Judge Judy said in consideration and help my daughter a little bit more monthly.
Try to, help their kids out as best as they can.
Sometimes you get caught up in life and you think other things are better than what they are.
That we can just move on from this now and be done.
Just move on. Move on from life, and that's it,
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of King Scott versus Raleigh. Step forward, please.
Cherie King Scott is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ronnie Raleigh, for accidentally starting a fire in her apartment. Ronnie insists he's not to blame.
Miss King Scott, the defendant was your boyfriend. He was at your apartment, and this was August of 2009, so over a year ago.
Yes, but he wasn't my boyfriend.
Well, what was he?
We dated briefly, and then we just remained friends.
Yeah, well, he was a friend. He's a boy. He was at your apartment. According to you, he's responsible for some damage to your apartment caused by a fire that was caused by him. Defendant says that you were the one who had the candles burning in the house. He did nothing to ignite the fire. It's not his responsibility. The damage was minimal. August 9th, when the fire started, who was at home?
Myself, my daughter, and the defendant.
And the fire was started by what?
A candle.
Was the defendant living with you at the time?
No.
So it was your candle?
Yes.
Who lit it?
I did.
What time did you light it?
11:15.
In the morning?
In the morning, yes.
And what time was the fire?
Around 12:15.
And where had you put the candle?
I had put it in a candle holder on my computer. It's been the same way for 3 years.
You put it in a candle holder?
Yes.
On top of your computer?
On my computer desk, yes.
How many candles did you light?
One.
And that's where the defendant was sitting?
Without my permission, yes.
He was not there without your permission, madam. If he was there without your permission, he would have been a trespasser. You would have called the police and had him arrested. He was in your house with your permission?
Yes.
Right. And according to you, the next thing you heard was a smoke detector going off and there was smoke?
Yes.
So what makes you think Mr. Raleigh is responsible for the fire or the damage?
Okay, I ran an errand, me and my daughter.
You were home at the time. I read your papers. You ran an errand, you were with your daughter, but
because
you came
he didn't
home,
get
then
my
you were
permission.
home.
Okay.
Then you were home. You were home, your daughter was home, he was home.
He didn't get my permission to use my computer or sit at my desk in the first place, Your Honor.
Well, that's ridiculous, Miss Kingscott.
How is that ridiculous?
I mean, that's ridiculous. Actually, it's ridiculous. What you're supposed to do is before you go out, you're supposed to put it out. You don't light a candle at 11 o'clock in the morning and take your daughter out for an errand. There's no reason to have a lit candle in your house while you're out of the house. And you can't always blame somebody else for what happens. Do you know what happened, sir? Do you know how the fire started?
I don't know exactly how it happened. I have an idea.
I don't care about your idea. I just want to know, do you know how it happened?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how it happened?
I
No, you weren't there.
I was in the house when it happened.
Well, so
yes.
was he. But he doesn't know.
Okay.
He says, I have an idea how it happened. I'm not interested in his speculation. We don't deal in speculation in the court.
Right, but he was
and
the
you
last
don't
one
know.
at my desk. I know what he told me. He told me that handle was leaning out of the candle holder and that he attempted to move like this. He attempted to move the mat. And I'm figuring maybe
Tell me what you figured.
From what he told me, and he attempted to move the mat, maybe it flicked back, and when he walked away, it started a fire. Because I've had it like that for 3 years, and no incident has ever happened.
Well,
Many
this time
of
it
guests,
happened.
friends, family members.
This time it happened.
Oh.
Miss King Scott, this is your house, your candle. You lit it. You left it unattended.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw that he even unintentionally started the fire, we would have a discussion. But neither one of you knows how it started. All you know is it started.
Oh, may I say something?
What?
Okay, now, when I left to run an errand...
I don't care about you leaving.
It's important because he was in my room. He wasn't even on
Madam, if you wanted him out of your house, you called the police and have him removed. He was in your house with your permission, and you didn't leave him in one corner of the house. You didn't say to him, you may stand in this corner, in the right corner of the kitchen. He was in the house. He was in the house with access to the house. And
yeah, but not to my computer.
Miss King Scott, you have to take care of your own problems. If it's your house and you lit the fire and you left it unattended, if somehow a spark flew and a fire started and there was $600 worth of damage, you have to pay for that. Thank you. Goodbye.
525 on the calendar, the matter of Ruiz versus Conley. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
It's over. You understand that?
Yes.
Good. You have a son together with the defendant?
That's correct.
Do you visit with your son?
She hasn't let me see him since she got the temporary restraining order.
Did you file a petition for visitation with your child?
Not yet. I'm in the process of doing
That's what you have to do, okay? You can't come and fetch that you don't have visitation unless you filed a petition for visitation. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, so let's deal with this case, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 of it because I've read it. 2 things. You were living together, you have a child together, you bought a dog together. And according to you, the dog was $600?
No, it was $500.
$500. And each of you was supposed to pay half. You put in $150. So you didn't finish paying for your half. Then you separated. So you want the money you put into the dog.
We had an agreement when we bought the dog.
I read the agreement, that in case you separated, you would get the dog.
Yeah, and she would lose her half.
Well, that may be, Mr. Ruiz. Let me explain something to you. You also agreed to pay for half the dog, which you didn't do. Right?
Yeah.
So there's no agreement. I mean, I read you said if you separate, you're going to get the dog. Well, but your first thing you were supposed to do was pay for half, which you didn't. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. So where's the dog now?
She took the dog.
Perfect. And how old is your son?
He is 15 months.
Does he play with the dog?
Yeah, he played with all the dogs we had.
Did he play with the dog?
Yes.
Get over it. Do you understand, Mr. Ruiz?
Yeah, there's a lot more to it, though.
Listen, there may be a lot more to it. For that, you'll see a therapist. This is a court.
Yeah, she needs to see one.
This is a court, Mr. Ruiz.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing you're suing her for is you say that she filed allegations that were false and got a restraining order against you.
Yeah.
But I read very carefully your complaint, and it seems as if that case was heard before a judge who granted her a final order of protection, right?
Yeah.
So that matter has been determined already.
They didn't allow for me to speak. She put down and killed 10 people.
Mr. Ruiz, a court is a court is a court. There are different standards of proof in every court, but in a civil proceeding, the quantum of proof in a civil proceeding is either this much evidence or this much evidence that something happened. In a criminal proceeding, it's this much evidence. You already had a hearing in a civil court with regard to your protective order, and a judge already made a determination by the same quality of evidence that I have to rule on that you were guilty of whatever acts she alleged and granted her a restraining order. So you cannot sue her for filing false charges against you, because that would mean that you get to try the case twice. We don't give people twice in this country in a civil case. Do you understand?
Yeah, I
I'm trying
understand.
to explain the whole thing to you.
I got it.
Why I'm dismissing your case, because you have no case. Now, the only thing that you have is you have, to me, a legitimate desire to see your child, and you should do that, and you should do that as expeditiously as possible. And that I'm going to discuss with Ms. Connolly, who has a counterclaim.
Yes, I do.
She has a counterclaim that you have certain property that belong to her. Return the value of a crib, Christmas decorations, and family photos. Plus, she says you hung the dog out the window and threatened
That is not
and that's dog abuse. Did you raise that issue before the other judge?
No, I didn't. No, I did tell him that. I did mention that in court.
Well, fine, good, perfect. Then I don't want to hear about it. You've already discussed that with another judge. I don't hear cases twice. That's it. That part of it is over. Do you get it?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Now, this crib that you want back, who bought it?
He purchased it, and I purchased the matching changing table. I was able to take the changing table out of there, but he refused to give me the crib because
He doesn't have to.
Okay.
He purchased it. And hopefully he'll have visitation. He'll be able to use it.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to give you back the crib.
Okay.
Christmas decorations, who purchased them?
I did, Your Honor.
Good. When?
I purchased them over the last few years. I recently, because we've had my son, I went out and bought all new plastic bulbs because we had a majority of glass bulbs. And also my son's first Christmas stocking, his first Christmas bulb from when he was first born. He was born in October.
And who bought that?
A friend actually gave it to me for a Christmas present for my son. It's his first.
Gave it to whom?
Gave it to me and bought it for my son as his first bulb.
You know anything about what she's talking about?
When she was supposed to come get her property, when you get a restraining order, you have a certain amount of time to get your property. She kept stringing me along. She had the 10-day restraining order. She wanted to see me. She kept groveling back.
Just a second. Do you have this property in your house?
I don't take the stuff off the tree. She took the stuff off the tree. When she
Do you
came
know
to get
where it
her
is?
stuff, it should be downstairs. I called the police to get her things out.
Mr. Ruiz,
I
this
told
is
her
all
to
I
take
want
them.
you-
She didn't
This is
take
all
them.
I want you to do, sir. The crib you keep. You
Yeah.
purchased it. I want you to go downstairs and see if you find these Christmas decorations that she wants. Put them in a box, and I want you to be smart. Listen to me. I'm older than you are.
Mm-hmm.
I've had more experience with this stuff. Take all the Christmas decorations, put them in a nice box. Family photos, those belong to the two of you, not just you.
Absolutely.
So if you can divide them so that she gets some pictures of the baby when he was little and you get some pictures of the baby when he was little, if you can do that, fine. Any pictures of her family, give her. You're going to have to be together in some way for the next this growing up. Don't do anything with regard to this property that is going to make her any more bitter than she is, or you any more bitter than you are. So let's start with this little bundle of property. So I'm going to prepare an order that you will examine your basement and return to her, if it's there, the Christmas decorations and her family photos. Her family photos. What?
I'm sorry. He actually has a majority of the photos on his computer already, burnt into the computer, and that's from when my son was first born, just fresh coming out of me on the table, hit my baby shower, that he has all those downloaded in his computer, as well as photos in his cameras.
Okay, do this, Mr. Ruiz. Is that true?
She's printed out over half of them already. I don't know what she's talking about.
Just a second. Do this. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give you a start at rebuilding some sort of civility between the two of you so that when you get your visitation with your son, which you should have...
Oh, I will get him.
You'll be able to go over it, pick him up, make an exchange that's pleasant, maybe even go to a joint birthday party that you make for him. Do you understand what I mean? That's a nice thing to do. So, if it means, I want you to watch how clever I am, burning a CD for her.
Ooh.
Thank you, that's what I want.
Am I hypotech or what?
Yes, you are.
Getting the lingo. I have absolutely no idea what it means.
I love it, though.
Burn a CD for her of all those pictures and put it in the box with the Christmas decorations. Be smart. It's an olive branch.
Yeah, I never said I wouldn't do that.
Fine. Great.
I
That's
never
what's
said I
going to
wouldn't.
happen.
When the police was
Easy
there, I
enough?
said,
Easy
you know,
enough?
it takes time.
Easy enough? 5 days to do it? Now, Miss Connolly,
Yes.
you picked him.
Yes, I did.
You picked him and you made a baby with him.
Yes, I did.
And your baby has a right to know his father.
Absolutely. I am not disputing that, Your Honor.
When would you like him to see him?
I told him I will not dispute visitation, period. But the problem is, Your Honor, is the reason I will not dispute visitation as far as joint and full custody, because he wanted to take my son to Florida. And this happened in July when I left him originally also, because he kept threatening me because I am a young parent.
Okay, so you won't
Tell him what
dispute
led up to
visitation.
everything.
Shh. You won't dispute visitation, but there's a but.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't want to be a stupid single parent, do you?
No, I do not.
Perfect.
She is.
What did you say?
She is.
And you're a genius.
I'm not a genius.
And later today,
His reason wasn't really legitimate.
What difference does it make what his reason was?
It makes a huge difference because it was only 3 weeks left.
You mean you would have preferred that he married you and then left you?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Roberto Ruiz says the mother of his child, Eleanor Conley, owes for half the cost of a dachshund and for lying to obtain a restraining order. Eleanor is countersuing for the return of her belongings.
What's the but?
The but is I just want to make sure that, A, my son is safe. He mentioned to me that when my son gets older, he's going to tell him what his mother's all about.
And just a second. He wishes he would eat those words and they never came out of his mouth because he's not going to be stupid, right? Stupid means you made a child with her and you're not supposed to say anything bad about her to your son. That only makes him feel bad. And she's not supposed to say anything bad about you.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make him feel good. The child feel good. That only makes you feel good. Got to start with the olive branch.
It's kind of hard to do when she put down, I killed 10 people to get a restraining order.
That's what he stated to me.
Mr. Ruiz.
That's a little far-fetched.
Mr. Ruiz, you're not getting it, sir. When was the last time you saw your son?
When she had the 10-day restraining.
When?
About 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
When she knew that I wasn't going to take her back.
Absolutely not.
I'm
sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, I would have been at the courthouse 2 weeks ago seeking visitation.
I couldn't do that. We all had a family vacation plan. Her, my son, that's named after my father, my foster father. We were all going to Florida. That was already planned. This happened a few days before that happened. Had to change all the flight plans.
So
I couldn't go down there. I had to work.
Okay. All right. Well, see if you can work it out.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What?
I got the restraining order on February 5th. He should have went that day to probate court and requested
Miss
visitation.
Connolly, do I look like... Listen.
I'm sorry.
She's been coming over my house. I was seeing my son.
No, I have not.
Miss Connolly?
Yes.
I believe you have.
I did.
Just listen to me. I believe you have. That's what happened. He doesn't say...
I'm sorry.
He doesn't say that unless that's true. And it's not an unusual occurrence. You can't give him a yin and a yang. You know, you understand, which is what you were doing.
Yes, you
He
will.
has to see his child. He was involved with his child. He loves his child just like you love his child. So I suggest very strongly that you make arrangements for him to see him. He's hurting because he's not seeing him. And
right.
that's what you have to do. And the longer you wait, the angrier it's going to be. And that is stupid. And you don't want to be a stupid single parent, do you?
No, I do not.
Perfect.
She is.
Okay. What did you say?
She is.
And you're a genius.
I'm not a genius.
And you're a genius.
I'm not a genius.
In case it's dismissed, make sure you get the property back to her. I'll prepare an order. You don't get it, Mr. Ruiz.
Oh, I get it.
No, you don't get me.
I got you.
You don't get it. That's all. Out.
Parties are excused. Ma'am, wait there.
I found out she was being unfaithful.
He had threatened me about a good number of 6 times.
And I kicked her to the curb like most people would.
He's a very violent person. Anybody that knows him knows that.
I'm going to fight for full custody because he's in an environment that's not safe.
I just hope that he and I can be civil for the case of my son. I love him to death.
The child's the one that's suffering. She used him as a leverage toy.
And one thing that Roberto's giving me is my baby, and it's the best gift in life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wright versus Cox. Step forward.
Philip Wright is suing his ex-fiancée, Lillian Cox, for the value of an engagement ring. Lillian is countersuing for half the cost of a wedding that never happened.
Bird, you want to give me those lovely rings that are on the defendant's table over there?
Certainly.
Mr. Wright, you and the defendant were in love once, became engaged. Romance is over. Wedding was called off. You want your rings back.
No, ma'am.
You don't want these back.
I prefer the cash settlement.
Oh, that's too bad.
Okay.
So I assume you want these back.
Yes, in that case.
And Miss Cox says that you owe her a fortune because you canceled the wedding. She had spent an awful lot of money, so she wants you to share the expenses that she was forced to pay as a result of you canceling the wedding. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This was your engagement ring?
Yes, ma'am.
And 2 bands that went around it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he pay for it?
Yes.
An engagement ring is given in contemplation of marriage, which means it's a conditional gift. And the condition of that gift is that you get married. If the wedding is called off, irrespective of who calls it off, if he paid for them, he gets the rings back.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So much for you. When was the wedding scheduled?
For May 19th.
2007.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the arrangement that the two of you made with regard to how the wedding was going to be paid for?
We were taking care of much as we could ourselves.
Explain that to me.
The majority of the deposits that were done, I paid for out of cash.
You paid for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that your agreement?
The agreement was...
Look at me.
She wanted to have, the type of wedding that she wanted. I agreed to it. So I got 2 credit cards, one with her name, one with my name. I gave her a credit card to basically be in charge of making all the arrangements, and, she kept all the receipts for everything.
So, how much money, Mr. Wright, did you spend, you personally, on the wedding prior to the engagement being called off?
Approximately $8,000 was charged onto the credit card.
What?
It's about $8,000 because he paid for the rings. The only thing that his credit card paid for was the finish of the reception.
Just a second. Okay. I'm not talking about the rings, sir. The rings you have back. Deduct the rings.
With the rings deducted, it still comes out to about that. Everything was charged onto the cards.
Well, how could it be? You mean you paid nothing for the rings?
No, I'm sorry. I paid for the diamond on a separate credit card, but that still comes out to $5,000.
The diamond was bought for a previous engagement that didn't have anything to do with
No. What I'm trying to figure out is, what is the total exposure that you both have for these expenses? I'm going to cut them in half because that's what I do. Okay. You want me to charge him for everything because he canceled the wedding, but that's not the way it works. Now, how much money did he pay for the wedding expenses on his card?
$2,000.
Is that right?
No, that's incorrect.
Show me.
I don't have the statements. She kept all the receipts, Your Honor.
But you have the statements.
I don't have a written statement.
Statements from the credit card company.
I tried to get the statement for things that were bought back then. They sent me something. It wasn't what I requested. The only thing that I have now to show you the balance is I can show it to you on my phone. You know, that's the only thing that I can do right now.
Are you kidding me or what? How much did you pay?
Well, I'm just requesting the deposits that I made on things with cash, the dress that was bought.
You have a wedding dress?
Yes, ma'am.
You have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Just like he has the rings?
Yes, ma'am.
The wedding dress is yours. You have it. Forget the wedding dress. What else? Sell it.
I have the dresses that I bought for his daughters. He has 3. The one for my daughter, my cousin, my sister. I also have the knives, the flutes.
Do you have it?
Yes, ma'am. But it was for both of us.
I understand it's for both of you. You don't want to split it up and give him half and you half, do you?
But I would like for him to pay.
He's not.
Okay.
You see the rings that he has?
Yes, ma'am.
He's never going to be able to get what he paid for the rings, which is why he wanted the cash. Never going to be able to get the cash equivalent, but that's what happens.
Okay.
You may not get the cash equivalent for your wedding dress or the flutes or the knives, unless you want to keep them, but you can sell them.
Okay.
Everybody has a little bit of a loss. Do you understand, Miss Cox?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just my own curiosity. How much before this wedding on May 19th was the wedding canceled?
3 weeks before.
By whom?
Mr. Wright.
What happened?
There was a huge blow up, you know, on Miss Cox's part, and she said some things that let me know that it wouldn't work, you know. And after going through premarital counseling, I figure it's better to call off a marriage than get married and get a divorce right away.
Okay, go ahead.
So, also, I'm asking for $2,000 emotional distress because even though he called it off, he did come back to try to make it work.
What kind of emotional distress? I mean, where do you people come up with these ideas? Of course you have distressed emotionally when a wedding is called off.
Okay. We never argue in regards to things that usually go in a relationship. We argue because he wanted me to stand up to his children's mother. He never said anything to her in regards to the things that she were doing to separate us. He always wanted me to say something. But that's the reason why I was called off, and I don't... Okay.
You were distressed emotionally?
Yes, ma'am.
Move on. Got it? That's what you do. Weddings get called off all the time. Sometimes not 3 weeks before. But it's better that it was called off 3 weeks before than 3 weeks after.
But his
gets a lot more complicated.
His reason wasn't really legitimate, Judge Judy.
I don't care what his reason was.
Okay.
What difference does it make what his reason was?
It makes a huge difference because it was only 3 weeks left.
You mean you would have preferred that he married you and then left you?
He wouldn't have left because he came back. He came back. If he
the
was going to leave, he
girlfriend
would have never came back.
The mother of his children wasn't going away. He has 3 children with her.
Absolutely.
She was not going away.
Okay.
Forever.
But the things that he did when
Find
he came
somebody
back,
without baggage. Do you have baggage?
I have a daughter.
Then you got baggage.
But it wasn't
He's
a
got
problem.
3 times baggage. If you want somebody without baggage, pick somebody who's lived in a monastery. You got it? Meanwhile, say, it's over. You're a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
You look like a smart young lady.
I am, thank you.
Right? He's got divided loyalties. Find somebody that's a little more simplistic.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, it's case number 193 on the calendar, the matter of Donis versus Below.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Jonas, the defendant was a friend of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
And you lived together in a house with her.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that after you told her to leave, she came back sometime later and vandalized your property.
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendant says she didn't do anything to your property. She's got a counterclaim that I'll let her tell me about in short order. When did the defendant move into the house where you were living?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna say 2008.
And did you just have a friendly relationship with her? She seems to say it was more than that.
It was a friendly relationship, yes it was.
Was there ever a period that it was a more intimate kind of relationship?
No, ma'am, never.
Never?
Never.
She had her own room?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else lived in the house?
A friend of mine. He owned the house.
Name?
Kenny.
How long have you lived there?
Oh gosh, 4 years.
And Miss Belote, you paid rent there?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No.
How come?
Because he never asked me to.
Who never asked you to?
Kenny. I did give him money sometimes, but I didn't do it on a daily time or a monthly time, but I gave him money every once in a while.
Were you working?
Yes, I was.
What were you doing with your money?
Giving it to Mr. Donis.
Well, that's something. How much rent were you paying?
$500 a month.
It's an odd sort of an arrangement. What kind of house is this and where?
It's in Riverside, California. It's a 2-story, very old house.
And you work?
Yes, ma'am.
And you work but didn't pay rent?
Yes, ma'am.
You had your own room?
No, I did not. I slept in the same room as Mr. Donis did. I never slept in any other room besides that room.
Is that right?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Where did she sleep?
Upstairs.
Never ever been upstairs. I would not go upstairs. It's a scary room up there.
Okay. Okay. You asked Miss Belote to leave in May?
Yes, ma'am.
May what?
The last 2 weeks of May, I'm not sure of the date.
Tell me why.
Because my lack of wanting a more intimate relationship with her, it began to weigh heavy on her. She'd begun to constantly bring up my financial situations, my inability to pay certain bills when they're due. For example, I had a car that had to be smogged and the registration paid. She offered to pay it. And she would later on constantly bring that up and belittle me. So finally, Your Honor, I reached my point. And one evening I said, you know, in the next few days, in a week, take your time, find another place to live. She flew into a rage. She started dumping all the stuff in the house.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Donis, is that during the course of the couple of years that she lived there, she paid for certain things for you?
Yes, ma'am.
And can I say one thing? Oh, sorry about that.
Like what?
Well, for example, we would constantly dine out, dinner or lunch. I said, I can't afford that. I'll get it. We would go to concerts, the theater. She would pay for it.
Okay, well, she wasn't paying rent. She had money. When did this alleged burglary take place after she moved out? On June 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a police report?
I do.
I'd like to see it, please. You told the police that you dated Miss Belote for 3 years while you lived at the residence.
No, I did not. That's what the police wrote down. They wrote down a couple of things
Belote
erroneously.
stayed with Donis at the house during a portion of their relationship. Donis ended the relationship with Belote about 2 months ago. The police got that all wrong.
No, not all wrong, Your Honor. They just stated a few facts erroneously. We were
Riverside Police Department would not be happy to hear, sir, that you are ascribing to them inaccurate reporting.
Well, they were not happy when I brought that to their attention yesterday. The officers were not happy.
Okay. And of course, Miss Belote, you say that you had nothing to do with this.
No, I did not.
Fine. Now, Mr. Donis, you did not witness this event. You came home and found that the padlock on your door had been removed and your place trashed. You list items here that were trashed. The police did observe the place having been trashed. Now you have to prove to me who did it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do it.
Well, ma'am, the police took photographs, which I do have also.
Your place was trashed.
Okay.
And burglarized.
Okay. I came home, the locks...
I said that already. You're not paying attention to me.
Well, ma'am, I have a witness that saw her enter the house and saw her exit the house carrying a bedsheet full of things.
I want to see the witness. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up.
Can I say anything yet?
No. What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan what?
Years off.
Where do you live?
I live in Riverside, California.
In what proximity to the plaintiff?
About 7 miles away.
And what were you doing at his house, allegedly, on the 1st of June?
I was behind his house waiting for a friend.
Where behind his house?
In my friend's backyard.
What were you waiting for your friend for?
To go hang out.
And you were waiting in the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing in the backyard?
Smoking.
Smoking what?
A cigarette.
Your Honor, if you just said...
And tell me what it is that you allegedly saw, sir.
I saw a tall, blonde, short-haired woman walking through the kitchen door. Then I became frustrated waiting for my friend, so I called my mom to have her come pick me up. I walked across Kenny's house. Then I saw this lady have a bedsheet full of various items, put them into her car, then walked back, grabbed 4 gallons of water, emptied them out on the porch, threw the jugs on the ground, and sped away in her car.
And who did you report this to?
2 days later, I went back and I reported it to James.
And so your mother came and picked you up, so I assume the first person that you told was your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And so she can corroborate that.
Yes, ma'am.
And on the 3rd of June, when you told the plaintiff, did he ask you to go to the police with him?
No, ma'am.
Did you go to the police at any time to give them a statement?
No, ma'am.
When he went to Riverside Police yesterday to complain about what was written in the report, because it says here, unknown suspect, did he ask you to go with him?
No, ma'am.
Why is that, Mr. Jonas?
Well, ma'am, because I neglected to inform the Riverside Police Department after he told me he witnessed her, because I did not want the police involved at her job. She has a very good job, and I didn't want her work disrupted at all.
Very good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't go back to the police and say, now I have a witness who's prepared to swear under penalties of perjury, where he could go to jail for about 6 months.
And later today.
How old are you?
35.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me.
Well, there is something wrong with you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Donis says former roommate Deborah Belote burglarized his room and trashed his belongings. Deborah claims she and James were more than roommates.
Mr. Donis, when your witness goes and swears in a report that he witnessed the burglary and they make an arrest based upon his sworn statement to the police that she burglarized your property, I'll be more than happy to recall and hear your case. Do you understand that, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Donis?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Is that reasonable to you, sir?
Of course it is.
Because you called the police that night and you named the defendant as someone who might have been responsible for this burglary. So it doesn't make sense to me that once you have a witness who saw her there, 2 days later you wouldn't go back to the police and say, you know, I didn't see anybody, but now I have a witness who's prepared to swear under penalties of perjury, where he could go to jail for about 6 months, that he actually saw her at the property. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you going to do a hop, skip, and a jump down to Riverside today?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. As soon as you do that, I'll see you back here. Bye-bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's a really good liar and an actor, and that's what he did today to the judge. And she saw it all.
She was unhappy with our relationship.
He said he loved me and cared for me, and I was the only person in his life.
We were never friends to begin with. You wouldn't do this to a friend.
Oh, big time learning experience. You're only done one time in your life, and that was it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Andreasen versus Behar. Step forward, please.
Suzanne Andreasen is suing her former friend, Brian Behar, for rental car fees, parking tickets, and an unpaid iPhone account.
Ms. Andreasen, it is your claim that the defendant owes you for the bills for both a rental car and some sort of U-Haul that were put as a favor in your name, but he agreed to pay for. He kept them for longer than he at least told you he was going to keep them, and you want the money that you were forced to pay as a result of that. I don't know what you say.
I don't owe her anything, man.
Well, that's what you say, but why?
I mean, our whole relationship, you know, I mean...
I don't care about your relationship. Did you use a rental car?
She did get a rental car that I
did
used,
you follow my words? Did you use a rental car?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay for it?
No, I did not.
Did you use a U-Haul?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay for it?
No, I did not.
Why?
Because she said she would take care of it.
How old are you?
35.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me.
Well, there is something wrong with you if you need a friend to pay for your rental car and your U-Haul. There's something wrong with you. What kind of work does Miss Andreasen do?
She's unemployed.
How does she support herself?
I'm not sure.
How do you think she supports herself? You say she was a friend of yours. How does she support herself?
I know that she is getting unemployment or whatever, but as far as I know, I mean...
And what do you do?
She has a business that is something to do with some jewelry or whatever.
So she has a business.
Right. I used to own a construction company, and...
I don't care what you're used to. You ate yesterday. How do you support yourself?
Right now, I'm unemployed, and I mean...
How do you feed yourself?
That's what I can.
What kind of an answer is that? What'd you need a U-Haul for?
Because I was moving, I had a child on the way, and I needed to leave out of the area that I was in because it wasn't a good area to, like, raise a child that... turns out the child isn't even mine, but the whole reason that she offered her help was because...
Was she working when she offered to help?
No, ma'am, she wasn't.
Why don't you just pay the bill so I can leave you alone?
I don't owe her the money. I mean,
Why don't you just pay the bill so you can leave her alone? You don't work?
I've given her enough money.
You don't? Well, tell me how much money...
I mean...
Just a second. Tell me how much money you gave her and when.
I don't know. I didn't realize the relationship was on that level. I mean, we were friends.
Give me an idea of how much money you gave her and when.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. There's
Give me an example.
An example. She pushes a $600 vacuum when she wants to vacuum her house.
And is what you're telling me you purchased that vacuum?
Yes.
When?
I guess like it was around October of last year. I mean, that's just one. I took her shopping and was like, and I told her, you know, get whatever you want. And she helped me fill up. She helped me fill up a shopping cart full of stuff. You know, what I mean, I didn't realize our relationship was on that level to where I needed to keep.
What kind of level
like,
did you think your relationship was on?
I mean, I thought that we were friends, and when we said we were doing something for each other, then that's what it was.
I have a lot of friends. I never bought them a vacuum cleaner. Now, let me see the bills from the rental car and from the U-Haul.
There's also a couple of parking tickets that he got on the vehicle when he had it that he didn't tell me about.
Did he tell you about any of the parking tickets he got?
No. And there's a $1,000 cell phone bill.
Just a second. You told her about the parking tickets?
Yes, I did. Whenever I first got one of the tickets, the other one I may not have told her about because...
Well, when you got the tickets, did you pay them?
I didn't have a chance.
I don't understand what you...
Sorry.
I don't understand what you mean you didn't get a chance.
Well, when I came out in the car had a ticket on it. I got the ticket, put it in the car, and I honestly lost track of the tickets. I don't know what happened to them or whatever, and that's why they didn't get paid. But I mean, like I said, she said she would take care of it. So she knew I was going through a hard time. She knew that I had the kid on the way. She knew that.
Listen to me. Nobody cares about your troubles, sir, especially me. I don't care about your troubles.
Well,
all I know,
she told me she did.
Don't speak when I'm speaking. I didn't take a breath yet. When your friend is unemployed, according to you, and collecting unemployment, that means that they don't have a whole bunch of money.
Or that they don't want to work.
So a friend doesn't take advantage of their situation and take a car that they were supposed to have for a couple of days and keep it for how long? How long did you keep the car?
I don't recall.
A month. Well, let's try a month. When you have no money, you don't rent a car for a month on a friend who has no job.
When they said they would take care of it, you do.
You're an idiot. Because if your excuse is, I thought we were friends and I didn't think that it was a big deal, she said she would take care of it, and you say I need a car to move from one place to the other, and you know if you keep the car that's on her credit card, there's going to be a big bill, and if you get a ticket because you didn't park in the right space, somebody is going to have to pay that, and it's going to be paid by the person who's got their credit card on the line. You don't say I lost track of it. Idiots lose track of tickets. And very foolish women, really foolish women, put their credit and their credit card on the line in order to have a warm body as a male friend. We understand each other?
Yes.
Very foolish ladies.
Absolutely. Can I say something?
Yes.
I have been renting cars for him for about a year, and he had always paid the bill. And so I had no reason to believe that this situation would be any different.
That's what keeps me in business.
Your Honor.
What? Where's the car bill?
This is for the U-Haul and the...
I see the U-Haul. It's $250.
Yes.
I have it here.
There's the other bills right there.
Just the car. What is this?
That's a bank statement.
I don't want a bank statement. I want a bill.
That's the only documentation I have of the charge on the credit card. It's $2,800.
You'll probably see cash deposits on there as well, where I gave her cash when she needed it.
From what? Did you give her cash?
When she needed the cash, and she was having a hard time different times, and I gave her cash.
Give me, just a second. Give me a date.
I don't know. I don't remember a date. I mean, there were several times.
There was 2 deposits made. The first one was when the same day you dropped off the first rental car, you deposited $1,153, and the charge for it was $1,448. The second deposit
also gave you cash.
No, you
I
did
made
not.
the deposit, but I also gave you cash.
You want to talk to each other, or you can go outside and talk to each other, and then I can dismiss the case.
There was another deposit.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
And move on to my next case. So, he paid you $801 and $1,153.
Correct. All of the charges on that, he was the only one that used that card. And so...
Just a second. Okay. Wait a second, please. Check paid May 24th to Avis Rental Car. So that bill was $27.98.
And then there was $1,000 for an AT&T phone that he had.
Well, then you should have canceled that, madam. I don't get into phone bills. Before somebody works up $1,000 on phone bills, you cut off the phone. $376. That's for the U-Haul.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What?
The cell phone did not get canceled because I had excellent credit. He told me he was paying the bill. I asked him every month, are you paying the AT&T bill? And he said yes. And
call AT&T. I'm not dealing with your phone bill. He owes you for the 2 tickets, the U-Haul, and the difference between what he paid on the rental car and what the rental car cost you. And that total is $1,222. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Beauchamp, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends. And beginning sometime in 1999, you started to make a series of small loans to the defendant. In total, you say $500. Friendship terminated, and you want your money.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that no time did she borrow $500 from you. She said that she only borrowed $200, but because of the stress that you put her through, she doesn't owe you anything and is counterclaiming for that stress in the amount of $500. What kind of loans, Mr. Beauchamp?
I loaned Miss Rubino a total of $500 from October through December of 1999. The first time she asked me to borrow $100 for her dog. I guess he needed some care or something, so I did loan her the $100. On the second occasion, she had a bed on layaway at a furniture store, and she was about $100 short for that. I did offer to loan her the money for that. And she had wrote a series of bad checks at a bar in Omaha, and she needed to borrow some money to cover those checks, and I did loan that to her.
How much?
The total came to about $500.
No. Not what I asked you. You say the total. This is a court, sir.
Yes.
$100 for the dog, $100 for the bed. How much was the third loan, sir?
That would have been the amount of about $120.
What else?
And then the next loan, the final loan would have been to, again, cover checks in her checking account. And
That's
that total,
not true.
Just a minute.
And that came to a total of about $500.
Mr. Beauchamp, so far you haven't established to my satisfaction that you loaned her any money. Because when somebody comes to court, they have dates. They say, on such and such a date, I made a loan in the amount of $100. 2 days later, a week later, I made a loan of another $100. Then you don't tell me it was about $120. And after that, well, all of them totaled $500. You have no clue. You should keep a record of when you lend somebody money.
I do have a letter in my possession that she had sent to me
Then let me see
in
it,
November.
sir.
Okay.
Maybe that will help me.
It's a letter written by Miss Rubino.
Ah, so you acknowledge you owed him $500.
That was before. I said that to basically get him off my back.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yes, I did it one time. I no longer feel that way. Well, no.
This
and
was
there's
only a
reasons.
few months ago, madam. A few months ago, you wrote what I consider a straightforward letter indicating that you had been friends with the plaintiff,
yes.
that clearly in your mind he wanted more than just a friendship. You were not interested in anything more than a friendship.
True.
And that you felt as if because of the way he feels, do I look as if I need help? Because of the way he feels, you shouldn't even continue with a friendship. Pretty straightforward letter and put very well. I have your name, address, etc., and will begin paying you the monies owed, $500, as soon as I am financially able. Thank you for your helping me, as I was desperate. Okay, you should keep better notes, Mr. Beauchamp. It would make my life much easier. You're just lucky that you have this letter. Otherwise, you'd be out of luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I'm listening.
I do feel that I owe him $100 for my dog's situation. I do have a pet.
Now listen to me.
I borrowed that.
Shh, listen to me. November 11th of the year 2000, you wrote him this letter acknowledging a debt in the amount of $500. Tell me what happened after November 11th of the year 2000 that you believe vitiates, does away with the debt.
I think that letter's dated November 17th.
What if I told you that before a woman cheats long before the betrayal, she leaves subtle clues like breadcrumbs in the forest? The problem? Most men are too blind, too in love, or too hopeful to notice. But what if you could spot the signs before your heart gets shattered? Welcome to the uncomfortable truth, backed by female psychology, guarded by stoic wisdom. Stay alert, because what you're about to learn could save you from emotional ruin. Oh, and if emotional distance you think my girl would never do that, you might. Want to buckle up? She just might be starring in this script. 1. Emotional distance creeps in. In Stoicism, detachment is a virtue, but in relationships, unexpected emotional detachment. It's a warning shot. A cheating woman doesn't ghost emotionally overnight. It's gradual. First, the warm texts cool down. Then, the long conversations become robotic replies. The small gestures, like checking in, complimenting you, or laughing at your jokes, begin to vanish. Suddenly, he don't sparkle when you enter the room. They avoid yours. She's present but absent, like a ghost haunting her own relationship. Women are emotionally driven. If she's cheating, chances are her heart has already checked out even before her body does, and she'll create emotional distance to rationalize her actions. She can't face the emotional contradiction, so she starts tort. It's not she's just tired. It's not Mercury in retrograde. It's detachment with a side of guilt from a psychological lens. When someone emotionally withdraws, it's because they're already investing elsewhere, mentally or emotionally. And when emotional needs are being met by another person, the original partner feels like a burden rather than a bond. Built emotional withdrawal is only the first crack in the mask. What happens when her time becomes a mystery? Let's talk about that. 2. Her schedule becomes a maze. Schedule becomes a maze. Time tells truths. People try to hide. Suddenly her schedule is packed. Late meetings, girls' nights she didn't use to have errands that mysteriously take hours. You ask her about her day and get vague replies like it was fine, nothing interesting. The pattern changes, but the story stays vague. Behavioral psychology teaches us that cheaters subconsciously seek opportunities while covering their tracks. And they often don't lie directly. They just manipulate time and details so you stop asking. You might hear her say, "I lost track of time," or "My phone died," or "I just needed some space." A stoic man observes without attachment. You don't need to accuse, just watch. As Epictetus said, appear are impressions, not facts, but they often foreshadow the truth. She went to Target for 3 hours and came back without a single bag. Yeah, sure. Maybe she fought the entire Roman army while picking out shampoo. Here's the trick. Cheaters will always craft a believable narrative with just enough normality to pass your suspicion filter. But here's where it gets colder. When her need for privacy suddenly turns into paranoia. 3. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Once upon a time, her phone was just a phone. Now it's Fort Knox. She used to leave it on the couch. Now it's glued to her hand and face down, locked, silent. She smiles at texts. You're not allowed to see. She guards it like it holds nuclear codes. You go near her phone and she acts like you just tried to disarm a bomb. In female psychology, secrecy often, signals emotional displacement. She may not even be cheating yet, but emotionally she's feeding a new connection and feels the need to protect it. Think of emotional cheating as a gateway drug. It begins with innocent messages that turn into digital intimacy, and that's often more dangerous than physical cheating. You try to borrow her phone, and she suddenly turns into John Wick. Not because you're wrong, but because she has something to lose. As a Stoic, your job isn't to panic. Don't chase what she hides. Observe the pattern. Jealousy clouds reason. Clarity requires composure. But what if she's not just hiding, but rewriting reality to justify her guilt? 4. Gaslighting and psychological reversal. Gaslighting is the cheater's favorite mirror. It makes you question yourself. She starts fights over nothing. She accuses you of being distant, insecure, or too controlling while giving you every reason to feel that way. She flips the script. So often you feel dizzy. Suddenly you're the one who's always wrong. This is psychological warfare. It's projection. She's putting her guilt on you so she doesn't have to confront it herself. This stage is dangerous not just to your heart, but to your mind. Prolonged gaslighting makes you question your instincts. And when you stop trusting yourself, betrayal can destroy you twice, first through her actions, then through your own denial. You caught her whispering to a coworker at 11 p.m., and now somehow you're apologizing for being insecure. Houdini couldn't pull that off. She creates a reality where you're too confused to confront the truth, and that gives her space to keep doing what she's doing without consequence. When the guilt becomes unbearable, she doesn't break. She just overcorrects. 5. Unusual kindness and over-affection. The most confusing sign. Unusual kindness and over-affection starts acting perfect. More kisses, more compliments, gifts. She becomes more attentive. She plans date nights, sends sweet messages, but it feels off, like she's trying to make up for something because she is. In guilt psychology, people often overcompensate to maintain their self-image. Women especially struggle with dissonance between their actions and identity, so they try to balance the scale. She tells herself, if I'm being extra kind, I'm not really a bad person. So she drowns you in attention, not out of love, but to mask betrayal. Don't be seduced by sweet lies dressed as affection. As Marcus Aurelius said, the closer a man is to the truth, the clearer he must see through the fog of pleasure. She went from ice queen to cuddle monster overnight. That's not growth. That's guilt in disguise. But the final sign, it's not subtle. It's explosive. And it almost always means it's too late. 6. She ends it first or forces you to. Here's the final mask. She'll end it before you do. Either she'll manufacture a dramatic reason to leave or accuse you of being the problem. Or worse, she'll give you an ultimatum that sounds like, maybe we should take a break. This is projection. She wants out, but doesn't want to feel like the villain, so she pushes you into ending it or creates chaos that makes you retreat. She might pick unnecessary fights, sabotage their relationship, weaponize your insecurities, and when you finally reach your limit and walk away, she gets to play the victim. It's a psychological tactic. Create the break, then blame the other person. Don't beg. Don't bargain. A woman who wants to leave has already left emotionally. The Stoic way. Hold your ground. Let go with grace. Let your silence say what your pain cannot. She drops the I need space bomb right after a mysterious weekend away. Coincidence? Only if you believe in unicorns. Why men miss these signs? Now you might be wondering, why didn't I see it? Here's why. 1. Love blinds reason. When a man is invested, he filters red flags through hope. 2. Many men are taught to suppress suspicion, believing it's toxic or insecure. 3. Cheaters don't look like villains. They smile. They kiss you goodnight. They play the role until they don't. Men miss the signs because they want to believe in loyalty because trusting feels better than doubting. But Stoicism doesn't ask you to distrust. It asks you to observe without illusion. Benist. Are you watching her actions or your fantasy of her? The signs are always there. It's not about paranoia. It's about awareness. A wise man doesn't react. Hare cognizes. A stoic man doesn't chase. He observes. And a high-value man doesn't beg to stay. He walks away with dignity. If this video opened your eyes even a little, do one thing like subscribe and share it with a brother who might be blind to these signs. The truth might hurt, but that destroys. Stay grounded, stay sharp, stay stoic.